If your ancestors knew what good dick was, I would be better looking. You show a little your top of your titty, and the whole world is having conversations about you. Steph Curry by himself could beat in WNBA.
Go to Anthony's Pizza. They're one of the best pizza places in Long Island. They're the best.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Flagrant 2. It's your boy Schulz. I'm here with Akaash Singh, AlexxMedia, Mark Gagnon. We got the truffle in the fucking building. We got that colorblind bat Miles over there editing some shit. He doesn't even get a mic. Okay? You don't get a mic, Miles, but you do have a name on the podcast. We're here. We're talking about whatever the fuck has happened this week. Let's talk about the SNL situation.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I've been asking people about this for the last 7 days. Nobody can explain it to me. What's the issue? Why do they not like? Apparently, some of the cast members don't want to perform on the show because Elon Musk is there because he's rich. They're upset that he's rich. Who do you work for? Do you think the person you work for is that much less rich than Elon Musk?
The head of NBC Universal, who I'm pretty sure owns like GE or some shit like that. Like,
yeah, everybody works for billionaires. Cut this shit out.
It's
We're
unbelievable.
Like, you don't want to support billionaires. Every single person with a job is working for a billionaire.
I prefer my billionaires to have visibility so they can have some level of accountability. The guy who's the head of NBC, I don't know who the fuck he is. He's doing whatever he wants on whatever Epstein's Island exists. And none of us know his name, so we can't hold him accountable.
Yeah.
Give me that billionaire, Elon Musk, over that other guy that you've never heard of.
Imagine being a comic that's like, I don't want to do jokes with that guy. Yeah. What a monumental pussy, though. Right?
Oh, God, yeah, dude.
But who is it? It's the Bowen Yang guy?
Bowen Yang tweeted something, and then another guy tweeted something. And I know Bowen Yang's names because Stop Asian Hate, but I don't know the other guy's name because it's SNL. So if you didn't get fired for SNL, I don't know who you are.
Yeah. Did they fire the minorities?
No, they fired Shane.
They fired Shane.
That's how I know who Shane is.
Yeah. Shout out to Shane, who has by far the best sketch comedy show on
really
the internet or TV.
Yes.
Gilly and Keeves, go right now. Everybody listening to this podcast right now, go to Google, YouTube, whatever the fuck you want. Gilly and Keeves, Gilly, and Keeves is Keeves.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it is the most unique, funny, beautifully produced. It's not like some shitty little Instagram sketch. It's literally like they're tiny little movies that are absolutely fucking hysterical. Go watch them. He's doing a new one every single week, or they're doing a new one every single week. Like full production value. They put all their money into this.
He
like,
puts his Philly guys on. He's from Philly. Like,
it's unbelievable.
Shout out to Reggie. He's always in every sketch.
Yeah, Reggie's really funny in it.
Reggie's so funny.
Yeah, so just go check it out. And this guy, McKeever, is like a really brilliant director.
Yeah.
Like he directs them all, and him and Shane write them, and then Shane stars in them all. But like, he's a brilliant fucking director, man. You got to give that guy some flowers. So go check that out, SNL. I mean, like, listen, obviously we all know they fucked up by not having Shane on, but they did want to have Shane on.
Yes.
But they're also a public company that has to succumb to whatever the fucking internet tells them to do. So, of course, they're going to fire Shane. But it's not like they didn't also think he's funny. You know what I mean? Like, they're looking at Shane, they're going, yeah, that's why we wanted him. They're just have to be pussies because that's the nature of the game.
It is, I guess.
It is the nature.
I very reluctantly agree with that. You're right. I would love to see one company be like, guys, handle it with a great, like something.
We would like to.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is like, I'm trying to like, we're asking like NBC to be like a revolutionary brand. Like they've built their money not being revolutionary. They built their money by literally going along with the rules.
Maybe the difference is.
What are the rules? Hey, what is it called? FCC?
Yeah.
What can we not say? Okay, we don't say it. Let's make the funniest thing within the confines. What they are is like a Honda Civic or a Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're the car that's built within the specifications of gas allowed, like what is it, miles per gallon allowed. You know, they have to have a certain amount of aerodynamics so they don't use too much gas, etc. Like that's what the show is supposed to be. Honda Civic, Toyota Camry. Yes. They're not a muscle car that just wastes fucking gas but goes fast and sounds awesome.
Yes.
So I don't expect them to operate like a muscle car.
The internet is a muscle car.
The internet's the fucking muscle car.
Creator on the internet who's not beholden to anybody is a muscle car. Now, maybe the difference is it's not a publicly traded company, but I love that the Oakland Raiders had that tweet where they fucked up with the... No, I'm giving you an example of one that I like, of a company standing firm. The Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
I liked what they did when they had that I can breathe tweet after the Derek Chauvin verdict. We're all like, what the fuck are you doing? That's a crazy tweet. And then they're like, yo, you're right. We didn't know the history of this. Tweet stays up.
No, that's not what they said. They said this is what Eric Garner's family said, or something like that.
Yeah, well, they said we didn't. Maybe they didn't say you're right. They said, okay, I understand.
They said
how that's
we
offensive.
do know the history of this. You misinterpret it because you don't know the history. We're not taking it down.
No, Al Davis's son, whatever the fuck his name is, said I didn't know cops put out these shirts after Eric Garner's death that were "I Can Breathe." A bunch of cops were wearing that, and that's where people were offended, and they were like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know that." That gives some context to it. I understand why you're upset, but they didn't take the tweet down. People were upset. And they were just like, nah.
Are you sure that's the history of it?
I mean,
I read one article. What do I know?
Because it's like multiple things. Like cops did it in a negative way, and then like the family of George Floyd did it in like a positive way. And like activists
sorry, not Eric Garner. So like the family of George Floyd did it, and they were quoting the family of
like a cousin or something said like "I can breathe" or something like that.
Exactly.
I feel like we can breathe. His brother said
something
that.
like that.
They're quoting somebody who they're on the right side with. They're not taking the side of the cops in that situation. It was misinterpreted by other people. That's fine, but at least they know who they're quoting, and then they just go, "Yo, that's not on us. That's on the Floyds. You gonna take it up with the Floyds?" They're not being brave. They're not going out on a whim here.
He said some shit like, "I didn't understand the history of it. Whatever." Like with the, again, post Eric Garner, cops put out shirts that said, I can't breathe. I can breathe. Which is, after Eric Garner, that's fucked up. He was like, I didn't know that. This is what George Floyd's brother said, and then I stick with it.
Yeah, because I stick with George Floyd's brother. He is an
I don't want to belabor the point too long, but the general point is that was maybe a not one-to-one example, but that was an example of somebody public saying, hey, guys, I understand you're upset about this. I'm sticking with it. Now, maybe it's not one-to-one, but I would love to see more of that from companies that are closer to SNL. I would love to start trending in that direction. How about that? You don't want to see that?
Not at all.
Why is that?
Because I'm burying you.
Okay.
I'm grateful for your ineptitude.
Right. Fair enough. Okay.
I was having this conversation with Ben Uyeda, who's going to be on Flagrant You this week. He's our smartest friend by far. Dude. You hear us talking about him all the time. He's just a genius. And he was talking about like the thing that annoys me most in life are people who are like incompetent. Right. And I've chosen to be grateful for them because that's the only reason I can make money, because there are incompetent people. So instead of being annoyed by the thing that's most in life, that's the thing I'm most grateful for.
Oh, shit.
So he like flipped his own annoyance, if you will. I thought it was like a real good flip. So I'm grateful that they have all these rules.
Tying it into
I'm grateful that they have the FCC. I'm grateful that they can't say anything funny and it's so hard for them to be funny because it allows us to have this. Yeah. We've literally built this entire thing on the fact that comedy on TV sucks.
Yeah.
If comedy on TV could do everything that we could do, it would be hard to compete.
We can't be flagrant if everything's flagrant. I understand your point, and that ties into
not even okay.
It ties into what you said to Jordan Peterson, the Duval thing, which is basically just change your perspective. You can change the situation. So we just that's a great perspective. Oh, these guys exist, but they allow us to win, so I'm grateful for them.
I love the fact that these rules are there. I just think it's so interesting. Like, these are the people you're going to go out on a limb on. Like, Elon is the one that you don't want to deal with. I don't understand it. I completely understand why Elon has to go on there, because this guy has realized that he can save millions and millions and millions of dollars in marketing if he's the marketing.
Yes.
Like, he's tweeting because that saves him millions of dollars on buying a fucking Super Bowl commercial. Yeah. Do I spend $10 million buying a Super Bowl commercial, or do I talk about Dogecoin until everybody keeps saying my name and then they buy my car?
And to your point, how many Tesla commercials have we seen?
None.
And what's the most valuable car company in the history of the United States? Tesla right now.
Yeah, this is the new thing, right? It's like, so Ford F-150, whatever, is going to have a car in the desert. There's going to be fire, and he's going to drive up a fucking spiral, right? It's going to do all that shit. You don't need it as long as you're the head of the brand. A lot of people don't want to take the smoke, and he gets a lot of smoke for it. But what I think is brilliant about him specifically, and maybe I'm only saying this because I'm invested in the company now. He was annoying before I invested in the company, but now that I'm invested, the guy's a fucking genius. But I think it's brilliant is he's willing to like stir up the water, cause some controversy, cause some gravity, and then also create these amazing projects which you want to be tied to. Yes. Like back in the day, like the Formula One thing, right? Mm-hmm. You wanted to win Formula One or Le Mans. Like you wanted to win these like really powerful car races because it gave so much equity and value to your car company. And then the average person like me or you goes, well, shit, I want a Porsche. Yep. Well, McLaren or something. I want a McLaren. I want a Williams, right? I want a BMW. Right now, Mercedes wins. So it's like, ooh, well, I want a Mercedes because then I can drive the same type of car that Lewis Hamilton drives when he
must be good cars. They must be the best cars. Exactly. If they're the fastest of all the Formula One cars.
Exactly. 100%. So now I think Elon found a way to go even further with that. I think he does want to go to Mars. There's no question. He does want to do all these things, but like, I don't want to buy the car from the fast car maker. I want to buy the car from the spaceship maker.
That's a good point.
I want the guy who makes my car to make spaceships.
Yeah.
That's cute. Did you have a little Formula One car goes vroom, vroom, you could take off the tires quick and put it back on. That's adorable.
Yeah.
This guy takes off the rocket and then puts it back on.
Yeah, it's similar to the Corvette thing Miles was telling us.
What's that?
Remember how they were taking, like, Corvette was basically sponsoring all the astronauts and giving them all Corvettes?
So basically, anytime an astronaut came back, it was like, you know, when they win the Super Bowl, where you going? We're going to Disney World. Corvette was just like, yo, here's a Corvette. And that's how they basically leached on to the equity of an astronaut because those were the coolest people in the world at that time.
Yeah, dog. We still underrate how cool a fucking astronaut is.
They've become a little bit more nerdy. You know what I mean?
Like, but they're
bro.
flying a fucking space. Like,
here's the thing.
Shit you got to put up with to go there.
But here's the thing about astronauts. A lot of people don't realize, like, in the movies, they're 6'2". They're jocks that are brilliant.
Yeah.
Right? In real life, they're 5'6". And they're nerds because you can't be too tall to fit in the cockpit. You're an astronaut. You are an astronaut.
Like I said, we sleep on how cool they are.
I don't know if his math skills are up there to be an astronaut. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, he doesn't have nice enough math. He's not white or Asian.
Well, no,
if he was white or Asian, say again.
India's going to space.
Suck my dick.
Yeah.
How you go to space, but you can't even get corona vaccines, bro?
Time.
You got your priorities so fucked up. Also, Scottish people are on our own money. I did some research. Okay, we got our own fucking people on our money.
Who?
Not all of them, but no, we deliver. We have our own like bank. The Bank of Scotland puts out our notes, and I guess because we're part of the Commonwealth, we can put our thing there. But man, that was fucking debilitating, man. I had all these Scottish people hit me up, like tell me all the cool shit we do, etc. I want to get into the India thing in a second, but just with the Elon thing, so he has to go on SNL and cause all this fucking stir, and he doesn't have any pressure to be funny because the show's already not funny.
Yes.
Like, if now is the time to do SNL.
100%.
Like, if you're a not funny person,
yes,
now is the time because nobody's gonna go, man, it wasn't funny this week. The reaction to SNL is, yo, it was actually funny. Like, if a good SNL sketch goes out, it's like, yo, this shit was actually funny.
100%.
Now, I'll be honest, I don't watch the show. I only watch the sketches that come out and are funny, and some of them, or people say are funny, some of them are funny, some of them are not funny. Right. I don't watch enough to actually make a real statement about it. I think a lot of comics hate on SNL because, you know, it seems like a convenient source of frustration.
And it's a time of revolution. Before they kept us out, but we couldn't say shit because they were gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Now, and you're a big part of this, people are realizing there aren't gatekeepers.
Right.
So now that they lost their power and they were kind of mean to you, it's like watching a bully lose his power and they're like, you know what? Fuck you, buddy. This whole time I wanted to say fuck you. Yeah. Now I can say it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we want to say fuck you. All the people said no to us.
Yeah.
And now that this thing no longer has the same power, it's like safe to say fuck you too.
Exactly. There's no risk involved.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it 100% being like, yeah, man, I want to shit on this show, but if I do, I'll never get on it. If I got on it, that's a career.
It's like the nightclub that starts to fall off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And now all of a sudden they're handing out flyers in the street asking you to come in. You're like, yo, suck my dick, Avenue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I never wanted to come in there anyway. Well, you did originally.
Suck my dick, every club. You know what I mean?
Anyway, so it's just interesting what's happening with them, man. Like, I see SNL and I see like it's still for whatever reason a conversation topic.
Yes.
Like who's on SNL?
It's a staple of our culture, man. 40 plus years, 45 years at this point probably.
That's
fucking nuts.
But there's no one who goes, I love SNL.
Yeah, I truly have not met people that say I love SNL. Truly.
So I guess what I'm curious about is like, how is it still this conversation topic if the unanimous feeling about the show is it wasn't as funny as it used to be?
Yeah, because I think there's also some frustration because before it was such a cultural driving force, and this isn't entirely their fault. Communication or entertainment is just spread so thin now. But back when there was 10 channels, 20 channels, even we just had cable and we started getting satellites, SNL was still like driving culture. It still had fucking superstars. Will Ferrell, Eddie Murphy, even later, like even Jason Sudeikis and who's the girl, Kristen Wiig. Like, they had fucking people, even toward the end, as it wasn't that funny. But they just Adam Sandler, like Chris Rock, they just drove everything, dude.
What the fuck do they hate about Elon?
So, like, apparently no one from the cast officially said anything.
Yeah.
But they all sort of, like, kind of subtweeted him or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, specific people in the cast. So, like...
Bowen Yang retweeted something. He said, what the fuck does that even mean or something like that?
Yeah, so basically Elon Musk goes, yo, we'll see how live Saturday Night Live really is with, like, the devil emoji. And so I assumed that was like, oh yeah, like we're gonna see how crazy we can make it. Let's like really push the envelope and do something wild.
Yeah.
And then Bowen Yang retweets it and goes, what the fuck does this even mean? I think he pulled down the tweet. And then another cast member like shared a story the day that Elon was announced that was like a Bernie Sanders critique on billionaires.
Okay.
Bernie Sanders is basically like
Chris Reed.
Like the 3 billionaires in this country have more money than 50% of Americans, like just illustrating the wealth disparity or whatever. And then that person shared it. And then another cast member posted like a horrified meme face. And so they're
it's
like,
not even that bad.
They're pulling all that in to say what exactly is the outlash or like the backlash. We don't exactly know. But like, so I'm assuming it's the billionaire thing. Fans are saying it's the anti-union stuff and like the COVID, quote unquote, COVID denial.
Yeah, he was denying the fuck out of COVID, bro. He was not feeling that COVID.
But
shit.
what makes it funny is that SNL now is able to do full shows with audiences still in like the quote unquote pandemic in New York.
Dude, it was so funny. I was talking to Ben about this yesterday actually, and it was like, if you cared that much about COVID, you wouldn't have any audience members at the show.
And apparently the way that they're getting, exactly.
Right? Like, you just wouldn't do it. If you really cared about sharing COVID, you wouldn't bring these people into an enclosed space and then have them laugh with their mouths open and just shoot COVID all over the production house or whatever it is.
They're masked up and spaced out.
Masked up and spaced out, whatever. I mean, like, look, I'm all for having people at the show, but I don't bitch about it.
I'm a bit of a cynic. I'm pretty sure that all this Elon hate is just to draw up attention so people watch.
That's kind of what I felt.
Oh, that'd be smart.
Really,
I respect that.
Hey, everybody, just do some little
because Elon,
some like
Elon isn't worse.
He would
than
encourage it.
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Alec Baldwin got way worse shit. Like, you could listen to phone calls with him, like, berating his daughter.
Yeah.
He's like, physically assaulted people, right? Like, so if your limit for having a guest on is how they treat other human beings, start with your own house, whatever Jordan Peterson said. Make your bed. You know what I mean? Like, if that's where your moral compass starts to get a little out of whack, then talk to the dude who's playing Trump every single week. But they don't really have a problem with that. Exactly. I think it is that. I think they're like stirring up the water to catch the fish. And it's working.
That would be very smart.
Has been on this entire season. I think this is the first episode we spoke about.
Yeah,
maybe
that would be.
Yeah, but Elon is like hypersensitive. He doesn't like when people come at him at all. Like he gets in Twitter.
Really, I would think he wouldn't give a fuck.
That's
I would think he.
Nah,
I don't think he
think, but he gets super sensitive.
I mean, he pushes back and like.
Remember when
you
you
subtweet him on Twitter and get his reaction? And
I don't think he cares.
Watch the episode.
I think he understands how it moves Twitter.
He would have to sign
marketing to it. So I think that he claps back on people on the internet because he's like, oh, that's cheaper than doing an ad. If I clap back and I put a fucking eggplant emoji after somebody said something about me, the entire internet's going to talk about it. Reddit's going to talk about it. It's going to go viral. News stations are going to talk about it. And you know what they're going to say? Tesla owner Elon Musk. I wonder if you could even tie Tesla's stock price to every time he insults somebody with a tweet.
So apparently whenever he wiles out on Twitter, this is at least before, the stock would dip for a few days and then come back up.
Interesting.
It just keeps
Wiles out on Twitter means like he's tweeting about companies or going back and forth with another human being.
I don't know about the back and forth as much.
That's all I care about.
Okay, I know when he's like said the Corona shit and all that and like.
No. I'm not talking about like actual business stuff. I'm talking about like when he acts like a SoundCloud rapper on the internet trying to like drum shit up, spark beef.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's all.
And I think. To his point of not caring, if they're going to do this, there's no way Elon Musk doesn't know. There's no way these Bowen Yang or whatever is like, yo, I'm going to do this on my own. SNL doesn't have to know. And Elon, nah, they need to know. Your job is on the line if you say some shit and Elon's like, yo, get this guy the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I also think the Elon Musk shit is a lot of it is like personal branding and like trying to get his PR shit right. So I think a lot of it is marketing, but also like trying to establish himself as like the cool billionaire. You know what I mean? Like billionaires are under so much scrutiny from like the government and society, especially as like people like Bernie Sanders are bringing up wealth disparity shit. He's trying to be like, oh, I'm like a cool guy. I'm nice. I'm relatable. I'm fun. And I think that's where a lot of it comes from too.
Yeah, I bet. I just, I think he's really savvy, and I don't think he cares that much how people feel about him as long as he's successful.
Yeah, I don't think he cares. I think people that are that smart aren't usually super sensitive.
I don't think he cares how people
like that smart scientifically, business-wise, like they tend to give the least fuck emotional.
But if public opinion sways policy and legislation, then it affects his money.
Exactly. Yeah. So as long as he is cool enough that it helps his businesses, he's good. And I don't think he needs to be any cooler than that. And if he dips below it, he's like, oh, I got to do some shit so people think I'm cool again.
Right.
Like, I remember when he sold all the houses and stuff.
Yeah.
It was super smart because now what are people clobbering supposed rich people for having?
Multiple houses. And
Right? Black Lives Matter chick. How many houses you got? Bernie Sanders. How many houses you got?
Yeah.
Well, if you just the rich guy that rents, shit. Well, we can't talk about all the houses he got.
Yeah.
I don't know how many cars he got. I mean, he's got plenty. He's got Teslas.
Yeah.
But he owns a car company, so he can have all the cars. The Rockets, I guess he's doing something with America, but like he's situated it well. He sees the traps that a lot of these rich people fall into, and he's avoided them. He's got this like, you know, kooky girlfriend that like checks him on his pronoun usage on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, is that on purpose?
Yeah.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure they've discussed it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can check me in public. We'll have a discussion about it. He's probably like, yeah, that's good. That makes me that much more likable.
Yeah.
And you know what this could also be? This could also just be like our respect for his intellect. Like this shit happens a lot. Like when people admire what you do, they often assume everything you do is for a smart reason.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like anytime I watch one of these like you know, stupid like YouTube videos that like break down my marketing plan or whatever like that, they always add this crazy like problem solving ability to everything I'm doing when like half the shit is just luck. We just tried some shit and then it worked. But like the real reason why he made you turn your phone is because it would stop the scroll and all this other shit. And I was like, yeah, well, we figured that out afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I think that that's what we do. We like ascribe genius to every action.
Right.
When some people are just, you know,
Yeah.
doing shit. Half of the tweets might just be, fucking, I'm bored. Dogecoin to the moon.
Could be.
You know, it could have them, could be boredom.
Yeah, it could be. It's way more fun this
Dogecoin
way.
is up, baby.
Say what?
Dogecoin is up, baby.
Nobody knows how to pronounce that shit.
I still
Bro,
say
it's Doge, bro.
Doge,
Say
dog, Dodge.
It's up.
Don't call
And
it
it's stuck.
Dogecoin.
That's all we need to know.
What do you guys think about Caitlyn Jenner, what she said about the trans athletes?
It's just so funny, her whole approach with all that shit.
Why?
Like, because, like, Republican, against same-sex marriage, against trans athletes in sports.
Has she said specifically she's against same-sex marriage?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I think she said that early on.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
I got to see where she said that.
Probably reversed her stance because she got
I think when she still had a
pushback.
she was.
No, I think
She was
I think
against
she
it?
followed up with "I'm a traditional woman" or something like that.
I thought that she was against homosexuality because she doesn't see herself as homosexual.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a traditional woman, and like,
But then
this is what
didn't she
marriage
say
is.
she's not attracted to men?
I don't know what this bitch is, but I know that I agree with her when it comes to the trans athletes thing.
I do.
They basically asked her, like, do you think that trans athletes, so for example, a man that becomes a woman should be able to now compete with women in like high school, I think they were saying.
Yeah.
But I think, well, let's just take this to all sports. And yeah, of course not. Why this is an issue is absolutely besides me. Men and women cannot compete in sports because men are better than women in most sports. In the things we're not better at them at, we compete together. There's no like women's chess and men's chess. There's just chess. Women happen to not be very good at it, but except on Netflix is the only place they're very good at it. But they can compete together because there's no difference in the cognitive ability that men and women have, at least when it comes to playing chess, right? But when it comes to lifting heavy things, men can do that more.
Yes.
We are better at lifting heavy things.
I'm not hiring an all-female moving company. You can judge me if you want to, but I'm not doing it.
Why not, dude?
I just don't want to pay that hourly rate for so many more hours. You know what I mean?
Dude, I would watch that
What if
shit every single day. Just
Still
all
gonna lift more than you, so
Yeah,
I would not, yo, if a guy came looking like me, I'd kick that motherfucker out of my house.
yeah.
Throw him some
dude,
food
that
because he
would be
probably needs
amazing.
it.
All female moving company, just watching like 30 of them move a couch like ants moving a banana peel, right? That would be amazing.
Unless
dude.
you get them on the 1 week where they're all synced up.
then they got that super strength.
Yeah, then they're able to go Super Saiyan and just
and,
move
like,
all that
eat
shit.
chocolate between moving shit.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a break for a second because you need to get your lives together. Okay, and the first way you get your life together is by eating fresh, nutrient-rich foods. Okay, and you know what you can do? You can do that without cooking it. Yes, because Freshly is going to do all that for you. I'm telling you, this is the no-brainer. If you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to get into shape, you're just trying to add a little bit more structure to your life, but you don't have time to cook, you're a trash cook, and you want to impress your girl or your boyfriend like you actually can, whip it up, but don't even tell them. All these things are possible with Freshly. The truffle got his body back by going on Freshly, okay? This is a fact, is it not, Truff?
Fact, during quarantine, for a single guy, 3 minutes in the microwave,
Easy.
easy.
Mr. Snapback, they were calling him in LA. So Freshly offers chef-made, nutrient-packed, delicious meals delivered fresh to your door. No cooking required, okay? No cooking required. You're a busy motherfucker. You're on the go. You got shit to do, or you just don't like cooking and cleaning up all those pots and stuff. Freshly yours right there. Cut the grocery store shopping out. Have the meals delivered directly to you. Ordering is easy. You visit freshly.com, okay? /flagrant. And right now, Freshly is going to be offering our listeners $40 off your first 2 orders when you go to freshly.com/flagrant. Not convinced just yet? Let me tell you something. You're going to get Freshly for literally $6.16 per meal.
That's incredible.
Unbelievable.
A healthy meal, even fast food, is like 12, 13, 14 bucks.
Minimum, right?
And you got to go there or do DoorDash and spend $8 shipping. We don't need all that.
It's too much. You're getting a healthy, nutrient-rich meal for $6.16. It's unbelievable. This is a no-brainer. It's absolutely delicious. You're going to fucking love it. You're going to feel better, be healthier, and you're going to eat well finally in your life. That's done. You go do this right now, okay? Freshly.com/flagrant. You're going to get $40 off your first 2 orders when you go to freshly.com/flagrant, okay? Go there right now. Now let's get back to the show.
So what?
Anyway, it's like it seems like such a no-brainer. I don't understand why this is a tricky discussion.
What if we based it on when you started the gender change?
What about if we don't? And we just say you're a guy, and I understand that you want to masquerade as a girl, and that's fine. And if we have to call you a girl because it makes you feel more comfortable, cool. If you want to wear girls' clothes, that's amazing. But you don't get to beat up girls that were born as girls because you could fucking hurt them because you have a huge advantage. It's like no-brainer.
Now, hypothetical. What if you go the other way?
That never happens. Tony Hinchcliffe has a great joke about this, so I don't want to I don't want to touch on his joke, but he basically does say that there aren't a lot of athletes that go the opposite way.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of trans men that choose to play men's sports.
Yeah.
Because they can't.
Right.
Simple as that. There is a difference. Like, why are we acting like there's not a difference?
But that happened though. There is like that story. That
Mauricia. He was nice.
There was that story. So basically, a girl transitions to a guy, gets on testosterone and like all the hormones to transition into a guy.
Yeah.
And then wants to compete in wrestling.
Yeah.
And then like the state athletic commission was like, no, you have to compete against women.
Yeah.
And so now this guy is like, I don't want to compete against women because I'm going to dominate them.
Yeah.
And then he goes in and dominates everyone.
Now, did he get to wrestle the guys?
No, because the athletic commission said you have to compete with the gender that you're born with. And so he goes, well, fuck.
And now he has all this testosterone.
Exactly.
So it's a huge advantage.
And is like lifting crazy, like bone density's going up, muscles going up.
Yeah, you don't get to compete.
Is that the girl in the TikTok that she goes like that? Somebody out the frame?
No, that girl is ripped.
That girl's amazing. I love those TikToks. But no, in those situations, you don't get to compete.
Yeah,
sorry,
but
dude.
What if you started the process, whatever you call it, at like age 3? So now
your parents should be shot in the head. Your parents should be shot in their fucking head if you're transitioning a kid at 3 years old.
So after we shoot the parents in the head,
she's really sucking on that pacifier. I think it's a girl.
6, 7, 8, whatever. Before puberty, before shit really starts to go hormonally one way. What if you start then? 7, 8 years old, the kid is like, I know what I am. This is what I want to do.
Your parents should go to prison.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you not seeing this?
Okay, so now after you send the parents to prison, would you allow that kid to compete in sports?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
¿Por qué no?
Because you're not allowed to.
Okay.
That's funny.
I understand what you're saying. Now, what he's saying is if he transitioned early enough where you wouldn't have the positive side effects of having extra testosterone in your body.
Testosterone disparity is not big.
Yeah. So essentially you would present like whatever gender you chose in that moment.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess that should be good. But nobody should be allowed to transition at 8 years old. I mean, you don't even let your kid choose what food goes in their mouth at 8 years old. You literally go no candy until after you eat your vegetables.
Right.
You're not going to go no cock growing out of your body until after you eat your vegetables, right? Like, so, I mean, are you supportive of that? Like kids getting testosterone therapy at 8?
I don't know what the age is, but I don't. Yeah,
I don't think you support it at 18. Like, if we're being entirely honest here. I understand the argument.
I didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
I never said such a thing.
No. Hey, listen, once you turn 18, do whatever the fuck you want with your body. If we could send you to war, then you could send you. I mean, you're losing things in war. You know what I mean? Like, people come back from war missing shit. You know, that's what trans people should really do. Like, oh, listen, I was dry humping some dirt in Kabul, and there's a mine went off, and
actually.
Bro, that's my whole point. When Trump,
What do you fuck out there? Right? It's not like they got brothels.
when Trump banned trans people
sure
from the
they did.
military, I was like, that's fucked up. You should just encourage trans people to go in the military.
Why?
Just soup them up, like give them all the testosterone, get them fucking jacked.
Captain America. Then.
Yeah, like go full like cyborg with it.
Do we allow roids in the military? That's interesting.
I don't know why we don't. I think we should. Everyone should just be on PEDs.
Is the next Disney is the next Disney movie just Captain America but trans?
Yes.
Like they walk in, they take the super serum, goes from a girl to a fucking brolic ass
That's
dude,
my point. Yeah.
killing it.
If you're already transitioning, you're like, yeah, fucking transition me with, cyborg parts. Give me like a fucking gun on my arm.
I mean, can we look? It sucks, obviously, if you feel like you're born in the wrong body. I have tons of empathy for that because that must fucking suck. But you're a douchebag to compete against the new gender. Like, you're a fucking asshole, dude. Are you not?
Hit it, Al.
Disagree, son.
Okay, go.
How many women's sports do you watch right now?
Oh, that's
All
a
of them.
good point.
You don't watch any.
Every woman's
You don't watch
sport.
any.
I watch every
You don't
woman's
watch
sport.
any.
Dude, I've been watching the Cooking Channel nonstop. No,
But that's what I'm saying. It's like we don't watch them now. Let them compete. It might get good.
Oh, you're saying like have
Actually,
more.
Mark has a joke about this. How Dwayne Wade's daughter is gonna fucking save the WNBA.
Yeah, that shit might get good.
It's gonna light up.
Yeah, but it's not going to get good because there are women doing it.
It don't matter.
I guess. I hear what you're
You want to
saying.
be entertained.
No, no.
You want to be entertained.
Yeah.
Which one is?
But
it?
I'm still not going to watch like a little bit worse dudes do the sport.
It's G League.
Yeah, like do you watch
G
G
Spot
League?
League.
Nah, what if they start
G-string?
foul on and shit like that, son?
Yeah.
I guess I hear what you're saying, but like we can't have that conversation. Like we can't sit down with the trans athlete and just be like, "Hey, bro," or whatever. Just be like, "Yo, you really want to do this to girls, bro? Like you really want to do this to
In
girls?"
their head,
bro?
they're a girl.
But are they? But are they, bro?
In their head,
nah.
son.
When they gotta go pee, do they squat behind a fucking Toyota Tundra?
Yeah.
And hope that their friend blocks them? Every time I see a girl pee, it's behind a Toyota Tundra, and their friend is blocking them. Is that what they do, or do they just pull that fucking dang-a-lang out and piss like a dude on a brick wall in a fucking alley?
What about post-op? Can they compete?
Huh?
If they got the dick chopped off.
It's not about the dick or not. It's really just about the competitive advantage that a man has over a woman.
Because of testosterone.
Yeah.
But you gave a little leeway for if they started the hormone therapy early.
Yo, son, can I just give you?
I'm
let me
just saying.
let me ask you this question. Would you be fine? You know them slap competitions where the
Yeah.
people just stand in front of each other and slap the shit out of each other.
That's lit. We
Would you
should-
be
we should
fine
compete.
if a trans woman, so a man that transitioned into a woman, was in that with a bunch of women, bro?
UFC.
That shit would be hilarious.
UFC.
I might prefer that.
That
I'll
would be
honest.
hilarious.
Sorry,
That was the wrong
UFC.
example.
You're
You just
right.
spoke to Al's Puerto Rican side. bro.
That's his dream. Motherfucker's about to get some acrylic nails and join that shit himself.
Yeah, I was like, what's the catch? What is the catch with that, though?
I'm just saying it doesn't. I would just like to have like an honest sit down. I understand that you care about sports. I understand that you want to compete. And I understand you're not at a slight disadvantage with the dudes because you've been taking this estrogen. That sucks. But don't you feel like you kind of cheating being with these girls, bro? You don't feel like that? Come on, dude. Not at all.
I mean, they're not going to care.
Who's not going to care?
The trans person that you're asking this question to, they're not going to care. They want to play the sport that they love, and they feel like they're a woman in their head.
So now my question is, why can't they play in the men's league?
I just say you an asshole. They can. They're just not good enough.
But like,
They 100%
hypothetically,
can.
like, in like
I mean,
100
Bruce
meters.
Jenner did, and she was really good at it. She's the greatest trans athlete of all time when you think about it.
Yeah.
So it's like she was a trans athlete. She excelled. She won all the medals, all that shit. You can play with the men. Nobody's saying you can't play with the men. Bruce could have done that shit with nails on, with fucking heels. Do whatever you want.
There's a play where you can win with wokeness and say, you know what? We're just taking gender out of this forever. All leagues are whoever's the best is the best. And then you got the WNBA.
They don't
I mean, the
want that
NBA
shit,
again.
bro.
There's no WNBA
They
anymore.
don't
It's just
want
all
that
dudes.
smoke, bro.
But that's what but you can outwoke it. You can get in front of the wokeness and be like, you know what, guys? You're right.
Gender is a social construct.
Gender is a social construct. We are eliminating the WNBA. The NBA will be open to all genders. Whoever's the best can play.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now what?
And
If
it'll
this,
be you'll get a fucking giant pat on the back, and then you got the NBA and the WNBA's. Then you're gonna see the reversal of why can't we have a women's league? We wouldn't do that to you. Gender is a social construct. Why would we do such a sexist, backwards thing?
Yeah.
So that's you just got to get in front of them because they can't. They woke themselves into a circle. These
Yeah.
people. So you just got to get in front of it and just trap them.
You know what the real issue is? That like we built sports into this thing of value. That's really what it comes down to. Like sports don't have to be the thing of value. We could create a sport out of anything. Like if giving birth was a sport and like pushing the baby out as fast as you possibly could, if that was a sport, women dominate.
Yeah.
Like absolutely dominate. And like if for whatever reason we just chose that was the coolest thing to watch, and then we would watch it on Tuesdays and Fridays on TNT, and Charles Barkley and fucking Ernie Johnson would be talking that shit every single day, and Barkley would be like, damn, she got some strong pussy lips, squeezing that baby out real quick. If that was what society cared about, they would have this huge advantage. They'd be making millions of dollars, and we would be out here like, fuck, we got to find ways to like, I don't know, squeeze eggs out of our asshole or something like that. Like we'd have like the male version of
nobody
giving
would
birth.
watch it. And
Nobody
we'd be like,
watch
well, how
it.
come we not watch? Why don't we get paid the same as the women?
And we'd be subsidized, and they'd be like, because you're just squeezing eggs out of your asshole. It's not even a real sport. You're not even really giving birth. We've made up what sports are.
Yeah.
And it's Bitcoin. It's crypto. We've just decided that this thing called sports has value, and it sucks because women are at a disadvantage in those things that are sports. But if it was something that women are at advantage of, you know, I don't know, like fucking doing more than one thing at a time or something, whatever they say they're good at.
Multitasking?
Multitasking.
Yeah.
Multitasking was a sport, you know, or if like remembering where I put shit was a sport.
Yeah, yo.
That make sports out of that, ladies. Remember where I put shit.
It's uncanny,
Hey,
really.
babe, where did I put my shoes?
In the drawer.
Uncanny.
In the drawer, behind the
Bottom
thing.
left, yeah. We go back to the back of the drawer, the left corner.
Cooking a meal, cleaning, feeding the dogs. Babe, where are my glasses? You left them at the studio on Tuesday. All right.
Yeah.
They should be here, actually. How amazing is that? but if we decided as a society to build things around women's strengths, and I guess the reason we don't is because what?
It's just what you classify as women's strength is very.
That is one of their strengths, remembering everything.
That's very funny.
We talk about how they remember everything in fights, but they also remember other shit, like where we leave things around the house, right?
Yeah.
How many girls you fuck between age 20 and 25?
Even though I think they cheating though, they know where the shit is. No, I had to just talk over that
one. I ain't getting caught in that game. Yeah. My girl always be like, why don't we talk about it, Pastor? Like, stop, I see what you doing, yo.
Yeah,
I know this game, yo.
Chill out.
Come on, we're not doing this shit.
Nah, they be knowing where everything is because they moved it. That's
because they might have moved it, so they know.
They moved it.
But even if I moved her shit to try to like trick her, I would have forgotten about that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Son, I gotta leave. I gotta take shit with me. I can't leave shit in my own house because I'll lose it. I can't leave in my own. What is it? A little glove compartment in the car.
Purse.
The car's purse.
Yeah,
the car pocket. Yeah,
That's a man purse.
That's a car pocket.
That's a car pocket.
Yeah, it's a car
But like, I can't even leave shit there because I know I'll forget it there and it'll be there until we give the car back, and I'll be like, oh shit, my credit card was in there. Like, that's how forgetful I am about stuff. I guess we've created like how do I say this? Like, men, we also value the best of the best with women, right?
Right.
Like, I think that we. I guess they'll compete on certain things that we value. Obviously, like looks.
I have a list of 14 things women are better at than men.
I want to read it in 1 second. I just want to get this point out. But so, because male hierarchy dictates what woman we get.
Yeah.
Right. And because society was structured around male hierarchies, because our role was, I guess, more important in terms of like the protection of women and the providing for the family for, tens of thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, probably, whatever. Yeah. Like these things that are kind of based around our ability to like protect and provide, which have become sports.
Yeah.
Right. Have value.
Yeah.
But if it was the other way around, we'd be doing this exact same thing.
Yes.
With the 14 things that women do better than men. Go. What are they?
All right. University of Georgia and Columbia found that women have a better approach at expanding minds, more open-minded. Boom.
Yeah.
Also, higher IQ tests.
That's
Believe
true.
That.
I 100%. Wait, what?
No.
Higher IQ tests.
What do you
According
mean?
to a study of IQ tests from around the world, women have a higher IQ than men on average.
No, that.
He's reading for Cosmopolitan.
Oh, dude, come on. Check your sources. Here's the IQ thing. Here's the
I can
IQ.
believe it.
They could have a higher average.
I believe that.
And then
Exactly.
That's what it
finish
says.
what
And
I'm
then the
about to say.
outliers tend to be men that are the highest.
Yeah.
But on average girl, I do think smarter than the average guy.
Most
I just
college
think the
universities,
smartest
I think, are
guy
women.
people tend to be guys.
Yeah, most women go to college.
Yeah, most
or
college
more
students.
women are going to college.
They're
Definitely.
cleaner. Apparently, their desks are cleaner at most workplaces.
I'll give him that.
Yep.
They're better at handling the stress of a
Their
job
desks are
interview.
cleaner, but they're fucking bathroom counter, disaster.
Oh,
Disaster, bro. Their bathtub, disaster. So they just put all their dirt in one little place, and we spread it around conveniently throughout our entire space.
Yeah, I mean, so it doesn't overwhelm us.
We have a higher clean average. That's what it is.
Yeah, we have a higher clean average.
But the cleanest woman is cleaner than the cleanest guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the cleanest woman is cleaner than the cleanest guy, and the cleanest area is going to be a woman's area. But if you look at overall, we're higher.
Yeah, higher clean average. I'll take
Okay, go.
Women are getting better looking through evolution, whereas men
Without a
are
question.
staying the same.
Yeah,
Without a
dog.
question. Without a question. Without
Because
a
they
question.
haven't valued our looks. So we just stay the same and try
that's
to make
on
more
them.
money.
Like, anytime women are like, oh, blah, 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 you're ugly or some shit, it's like, bitch, be shallow, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I am this way because your ancestors don't know how to fuck good dick.
No.
I don't know about that.
If your ancestors knew what good dick was, I would be better looking. My ears would be poked back to my head. My nose would be regular.
Yeah.
But because you and your fucking stupid ancestors were sucking off sixes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you made me this way.
I had to pay for it.
Yeah.
I inherited charisma.
I gotta be funny as hell. I'm funny as hell.
That's what I inherited. Be shallow.
Like these jokes, bitch, it's your fault. Stupid ass grandparents. Can't suck no good dick. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Apparently, women are more likely to survive car accidents.
Why? Because they be in them all the time.
Yeah.
They're used to it. That's what you know how a skateboarder, when he falls off his board, he knows how to roll real well. But like someone who's never skateboarded, they just stand on it, flip, and then bust their head.
Yeah.
That's women with car accidents. They've just been in so many car
You
accidents.
know why
they know how
I
to roll.
bet? I actually bet because the man will sacrifice himself to save his girl.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
Who?
We're fucking
What are you talking about? Like
saints.
the blind side?
Saints.
The
Men,
blind
men
side,
are
he pulls his
saints,
arm out?
dog.
Come on,
men are
bro.
saints.
I got 2 airbags, the airbag and my girl, bro.
I'm trying to win here, guys. Come on.
Go.
All right. Women are better at resolving arguments.
Yes.
They're more agreeable in arguments.
Well, never mind.
Yeah.
I take it.
No, they resolve them. I wouldn't say they're more agreeable, but they know how to get them shits resolved by them being right and us just whittling away.
They're better emotional communicators, according to this.
They can communicate more emotions, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
100%.
Yeah. 53% of women are willing to talk to their friends about what's stressing them out.
It's
whereas-
she said the same shit 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
No, that's the same stat. Yeah.
Nah, yeah, that's true. So there's really 11. There's 11 things they're better at. Actually, 12.
No, that's
they're better
one.
at saying the same shit multiple different times.
A woman definitely wrote this. That's a good point. All right. 80% of women. What is this? According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 80% of those who have lost their jobs since December have been men. So women are better at retaining their jobs.
That's sexism, yo. Why aren't they holding on to the men in these workplaces?
That's because they all on OnlyFans, so they had no job to
Nah, it's because we work outside. Women don't work outside. And all the outside jobs got shut down because of Corona.
Why would the outside job
Construction.
Why would construction stop? It's outdoors.
Did stop.
It did stop.
It did?
Initially with Corona, yeah. Everything outside when you're around people,
Yeah.
etc.
You can't work remote with construction.
Yeah. Anything where you couldn't work from your own apartment.
Got you.
Down.
Got you.
Women eat healthier on average.
100%.
Yeah. Come on.
100%.
Allegedly, they have stronger immune systems
I believe that.
and a higher pain tolerance.
I believe that also with the pain tolerance, but also everything's painful to them. So we don't know if they got higher pain
Yeah, that's a
tolerance
good
or
point.
not.
They say higher pain tolerance, but they're also freezing all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
So it's like you've decided what is painful.
that's what it is. We can handle more average
What
pain.
is the but they be giving birth?
That's
You
what I'm
mean?
saying.
They're the outliers.
They can handle
Yo,
the most pain,
yo.
but on
We've
average.
probably spoken about this before, but like, I don't believe it hurts. I just don't believe it hurts, bro. Like, you're telling me I don't believe it. I don't believe it, bro. I mean,
son,
the cat's out the
all right,
bag.
so
The cat's out the bag, bro.
That much.
Okay.
So it can't hurt that much. Yo,
Because the body's built for
son,
it.
you either believe in evolution or you don't
All right,
believe
so
in evolution.
I'll make the argument for, and then you make the
Okay,
argument against.
real quick. Let me just get this out. Okay.
I feel you on this, son.
Let me just get this out, right? Think about
baby.
this. No. This is facts.
This is
This is
facts.
evolution. This is
Yeah.
science. This is Darwin, bro.
it's Darwin,
Listen, if I told you, yo, every time I take a breath, that shit hurts.
Yeah.
If I said to you, every time I walk, it hurts, right? You'd be like, how does just walking hurt for you? This is something that we've evolved to do over millions of years. It actually doesn't. It might feel good. It might be a pleasurable experience, okay? It looks from an outside perspective like that shit hurts, I'm sure. But it can't hurt that much. I'm saying when it's wrong, when a baby comes out sideways or whatever, or feet first. You know what I mean? If you haven't one of that fucking slip and slide babies, maybe it hurts. But just regular head first baby? How?
Yeah, the Sparta baby, that shit makes sense.
Sparta baby's bad.
Yeah.
But if it's regular baby,
Yeah.
But if it got
Explain to me how it hasn't gotten less painful over time. Explain to me.
Characteristics.
Go.
If you have like an Andrew knows that shit might get caught, it might be a little bit more painful.
That's possible. Also, maybe more hormones in the food, so the babies are getting bigger inside and the canal's not big enough. Maybe babies were smaller back in the day.
That's a hot take.
Boom.
But women are also bigger, so fuck.
And their pussies are bigger, big ass pussies.
Yes, that might be a wash.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
it can't hurt. It hurts, but not as much as they say it hurts.
not as much as it looks like it hurts.
You know how they like.
I mean, like, no, we're not trying to take away birth. We're not trying to take the pain of birth.
Take that shit away. Let's go. Go
I'm not
for it.
Listen,
I don't know how you gonna get there, but I'm very excited.
Listen, I'm not trying to take away the pain of birth, and I'm so grateful that women would go through this and that we have human beings because of it. I'm grateful of my mom. Okay, it's amazing.
But
I'm just saying, that science would show that eventually the body would become accustomed to this behavior.
Yeah.
Right? Would it not?
Yeah.
It does. The hips widen out.
The hips widen.
Like the body gets ready for that act.
Yeah.
It's ready for it. It's prime.
And the fucking diagram is completely when it's dilated, then you're fine.
Yeah.
So you're good.
So what's something you think is more painful?
How much is 8 centimeters, Miles? Do you know?
Oh, I actually do know this. That is that. It's that much.
Nothing.
That's 8 centimeters right there, bro.
That's 8 centimeters?
Yeah.
Between your middle finger and ring finger?
Yeah, yeah.
You saying a baby can't fit out of that, bro? You trying to tell me a little ass baby, bro? You if you ever seen a baby, how cute their little hands and feet are? You saying that can't fit out of that, bro? Look at that. That's a gigantic push.
I had shits bigger than that. So
and I wasn't crying. I wasn't Lamaze. I didn't have to Lamaze.
I might have shed a tear though. I might have shed a tear, man.
I only Lamaze.
I ain't have to go to.
Yeah.
I only do that if it's hot.
You got a Lamaze for them.
I only do it if it's hot. If I have a hot shit, if for whatever reason I ate spicy food and my ass is on fire, like the shit itself is on fire and it's burning my butt lips, then I'll do Lamaze. But if it's just a large poop, I can push that through. Son, are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? I damn near think I could get through that. I do, and the head is still soft.
Yeah.
The head's not even hard. The head can squish.
Yep, that is true.
It's got a hole in the middle, so it squishes.
Yeah.
Why we even, how it takes you that long, yo? How does it take you that long? Like, if I'm being dead ass,
Be dead ass, dog.
Yeah, be dead ass.
I'm in labor
ass.
48 hours. Get off your phone. Get off your phone. You on your phone too much. I know what happens when I'm in the bathroom for half an hour taking a shit. I'm on my phone for at least 15, 20 minutes of that half hour. If I got
than that.
Son, what do you say to me if we're in a rush and I got to take a shit?
What do I say?
You say, give me your phone.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
You say, give me your phone.
Yep.
Dove will go, give me your phone, because they know we're out of there quicker.
Yeah.
You on your phone while you giving birth, bro. They probably got the TV going, you watching Netflix or some shit like that, and that's why it's so
You got
distracting.
caught in a Real Housewives binge. You just lost focus.
That's another thing. Also, why are you giving birth laying on your back? If I try to take a shit laying on my back, it's gonna take way longer to take a shit. Use
stand
gravity,
up.
fam. Get a little one of those bouncy things.
That actually is a legit thing.
Bro, what do they put kids in? They put
cages.
No, well, only when they're misbehaving. But no. What are those little things they put kids in?
The bounce around?
It's a bounce around.
About the bounce around? Yeah.
Oh,
It's a bounce
They
around.
put it in the doorway and they just start bouncing around.
And there's like a little circle that goes around
they
them.
can walk.
And they could kind of walk. It's before they can walk, but it's almost like training them to walk. I think that we have women give birth like that. I think they do it over a tub or something like that, and they just bounce up and down like this, and then squeeze. If you bounce up and down like that and squeeze, you could be out of there in 45 minutes, dude.
I don't see a hole in the
That
logic.
actually is a real
I don't
thing.
see a hole in the logic.
Yeah, I mean, this argument took
Dove?
a crazy turn because that's correct.
Wait, what?
Shit.
Wait a minute. Your wife gives birth.
No, I mean, eventually, yeah.
She helps give birth.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, she's a birth giver.
I mean, in an abstract way, yes.
Okay, so she helps with that. She's a doctor for birth giving.
Yeah.
So, tell me why I'm right.
So she says they should be twerking in the shower. That's why
Yeah,
they just drop a
exactly.
baby
Yeah.
out.
No, because basically you go on your back so the doctor can see in. So like the doctor's like, yo, go on your back.
Yo, doc, we don't need you, bro.
And it's easier to give birth when you crouch down. That's
But he
how
can't
women-
do that shit like a mechanic. Got the little thing that slides down.
That's exactly what
You know what I mean? What's that for?
You come back up with some oil on your face.
Yeah.
I need a wrench.
Bro,
Yeah.
that's
Exactly.
great.
Yeah.
He should slide under there like that.
Yeah, 100%.
So we're making this just convenient for him because he doesn't want to slide on the ground.
Yo,
Exactly, yeah.
standing hospital bed, stirrups like
unbelievable.
that, put that shit aside, and then he
Son,
slides
you
underneath.
don't even need to slide under. You just cut the hospital room in half. So you have her sit on the top half.
Oh,
and then he
yeah.
can walk in at regular height, catch the baby.
Yeah, like some Winnie the Pooh shit. Like, yeah.
She's sitting
yeah.
on?
You gotta have
Son,
some. You gotta
imagine
have some.
a floor halfway. It's a loft bed. Imagine a loft bed. You never been to broke bitch's house?
Yeah.
Imagine a loft bed, right?
Oh, a milking table.
A milking table.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yo.
you guys seen that, right?
Yeah.
So the loft
Dave.
bed is like that. Legs are hanging here. She's just bouncing up
Wait,
and
what's
down.
a milking
Baby's
table? I
flying
feel like
through.
we missed something.
For a cow, right?
I was talking about more like the sexual position.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what that is.
The
I thought
milking
for a
table?
cow.
Milk.
Shouts to Dave. One
Yeah,
of the episodes
that's where you get a
talks about
table and
milking.
you cut a hole in it,
At the end of, yeah.
and then someone goes under there and jerks you off on the table.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. I was literally thinking that finally farmers realized they didn't have to bend over to milk the cows if they just build a platform 4 feet.
No, they
and they
still
could
do
just
that.
milk at regular height.
No, they still do that.
They're
shit.
still sitting on a bucket.
Yeah.
These idiots. I hope Monsanto replaces all of you. You deserve it.
Yeah. Bro, don't get started with the farmers, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Respect.
My bad. I know y'all going through it.
But yeah, no, I kind
They
of like
found a
that.
way to shut up the farmers. Huh?
Yeah, no, that's just fire. You put them in the floor, cut it off, put their waist around it.
I mean, it's mind-boggling. Imagine trying to take a really difficult shit laying on your back.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. I think you revolutionized birth giving.
You fixed it.
At the very least, it's easier. You letting gravity do the work.
Men are better than doing. We figured out birth.
I'm
Yep.
just saying. I'm basically a doula, bro.
Uh-huh.
Yo,
Bro, you should be a doula. You
I am a
be good
doula.
at that. Oh, you are?
I just became it.
Andrula.
Andrew.
Andrew? Oh, yeah. That could
Yeah.
work.
Maybe just Andrew. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So Caitlyn Jenner, you're right. Caitlyn, you're right. Okay, I don't even understand why this ends up becoming this like huge talking point. Why do we care so much about the trans shit?
Caitlyn Jenner. That's when it started. That was the tipping point.
Fascinating, son.
It is fascinating.
Yeah, it
You're
creates
right.
so many issues with like society in
just
terms
so-
of how we viewed it for so long.
Yeah.
And then this thing, even though it's such a tiny little anomaly that affects such a small amount of the population,
Yes.
it completely fucks with the whole way everything's structured, and everyone just goes, we don't know what to do.
Yes. Yeah.
That question will come, but how do you answer it? What is the way?
What
You're
is-
running for office. How do you answer that question of how do you feel about this?
How do I feel about what? This
Right,
is very
he
easy.
just answered it, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Say
like,
you're actually.
You think he's
running
going to be
for
more
office.
diplomatic?
I'm
What
running
is
for
the
office.
diplomatic
This is
answer
the
then?
this is the rule. By all means, you want to be called, Gwyneth. I'll call you Gwyneth. Whatever you want. You want your pronouns, this, that, the other. You whatever. You're not gonna be in an MMA fight against a real woman. It's just not happening.
Now, what if they're not better? Like,
Still, you're not allowed.
like if they're getting pummeled?
Sometimes we got to make rules for everybody.
What if
Yeah.
Akaash transitions and then he's fighting Ronda Rousey?
I would never be so stupid as to go.
Akash could beat
I
up
I
Ronda
understand there's no genetic advantage.
What?
Akash could beat up Ronda Rousey.
Akaash can beat up Ronda
Are you
Rousey?
fucking crazy?
Guys, I hate to say the obvious thing here. She's a girl.
Doesn't matter.
It does.
Kinda too.
Like she's stock.
Yeah, but he could just say one thing, she'll lose all confidence. Like, you got kind of big shoulders. She's like, what? Akash could use that sharp wit.
Yeah, he'll make
take
her
her
cry
down.
and then she'll fuck him up.
I honestly don't think that Ronda Rousey could beat you up.
I'm not saying this.
Really don't think so?
No, I don't think.
That's wild. That's the wildest thing you've said this podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's the wildest
no
thing
way.
you've said.
I know.
That I take a little bit of offense. A little bit of offense. A small amount, given what just happened.
His belief is almost as offensive as his belief, bro.
I mean, I just don't think
But I
it.
do generally agree with you.
Yeah.
You know how like chimps are small, but they have like all this power.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
That's men. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how like you look at a chimp and you're like, you're not that strong. You just eat branches. Like, you're literally a vegan. Like, all you do is eat leaves all day. How the fuck can you have protein enough to be strong,
Yeah.
right? That's the disparity between like a man and a chimp is the same as the disparity between a woman and a man. So a weak-looking, pathetic human being like Akaash
Yes.
is still a fucking chimpanzee compared to Ronda Rousey.
I love where you're going with this. I don't think I agree, but I like the idea.
Bro, have you never helped your girl with anything?
Yeah, that's true. But my girl's not Ronda Rousey. Like, Ronda Rousey's a big girl, dude.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. Ronda Rousey cannot open up jam. I'm going to be completely honest with you when I say that. Ronda Rousey needs her boyfriend if she wants to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I mean that since I sincerely feel that. I think
actually you might take her. She's 5'7", 135.
5'7", 135. You what?
Oh,
what?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you might be able
What?
to take her. You might be able to take her. But that's the Google weight, so she's probably like a good 10 pounds heavier.
Yeah, she's like 145, 150.
Still 145. How much do you weigh? You weigh like 90, 95?
I weigh 110 on a good day, thank you.
what is your
about
real weight?
145, 147, whatever.
Oh, so that's a fair
Oh,
fight.
that's going to be a fair fight.
Yeah, that's
You
a
can
fair
fuck me
fight.
up.
That's not fair.
You can fuck me up.
I will say this though.
And
though.
she's trained too.
Straight fight, you beat her. If it's like some jujitsu type thing,
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
no, we're not. Jiu-jitsu's different. That's a different thing because jiu-jitsu works in a jiu-jitsu fight.
I'm talking MMA.
Yeah, in MMA, I don't think it works. If it's just jiu-jitsu, then they can win.
Does he beat her in MMA?
In MMA, he beats her, yeah. He does. He beats her. He beats her actually easily. I don't think
How?
she wins a single round.
How does he win? How does he win that?
Because she can't open jam. She can't open
Okay,
jam.
commentate the fight.
You are
I know.
assuming I can always open jam.
I don't think you can.
I can't always open jam.
Between the both of you, she starts it and you actually crack it open. She's like, "Oh, I loosened it." Like that's the whole conversation that would go
How would
between
you
you guys.
commentate the fight? Like, how long would the fight go? Like,
I wouldn't do
start
it because it's against my moral code.
Your religion?
I wouldn't commentate the fight unless she identified as male.
But no, because she can't fight in.
Yeah, I thought this.
They can fight in that. It can only work the other way around. I've amended my rules.
Over here.
I've amended my rules. You can do it if you're at a disadvantage, not at an advantage.
See, I kind of wish they did this with sports in like the 60s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why?
Yeah.
Because if they just said like, yo, like we let black people play, they're gonna fucking destroy us in every sport. I would have been like, all right, well, you know, I don't want to get destroyed in basketball every game.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my point.
Keep going with that.
They did do this in the 60s, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm agreeing with you. Yeah.
The better athletes came into the sport, and now the sports look different. I don't know if you noticed.
So maybe we learn from the past, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we're not trying to let it happen again. We're protecting female athletics.
that's what
Yeah.
you say.
Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you really look at basketball the way God intended it to be played by white Christian men,
College basketball, yeah.
college basketball by white Christian men, it's no longer that way.
Yeah.
And it is a tragedy.
Yes, thank
It
you.
is an absolute tragedy. So the WNBA, as it was intended to be played by big fucking lady,
This guy is nuts.
that will no longer be the case
just
if
bleep
we
it.
let these
Don't cut
dudes
that out.
get in there. I mean, think about it. You're gonna let Ron Artest join the WNBA? You're gonna let Ron Artest join the WNBA? You're gonna let Ron Artest join the WNBA? Come the fuck on, bruv.
Oh,
Come on, bruv.
No, you know it'd be a good
All
game?
these girls just getting rinsed, bruv.
If the big three is still a thing, one big three team, retired NBA players,
What
three
is
of
the
them,
big three? Dick and
versus
testicle?
versus a WNBA team, five of them.
Yeah,
So who wins that?
big three.
Ooh. Really?
Steven Jackson and whoever else.
Nah.
I'm being honest with you.
if it's
Steph
full
Curry
court or half,
Steph Curry is not a dominant.
that makes a difference.
Let's say full.
Steph Curry's not a physically dominant player.
Yeah.
Steph Curry by himself could beat a WNBA team. The only problem would be inbounding the ball to himself. But once he inbounded the ball to himself, I mean this sincerely. I mean, you guys think that I'm like being hyperbolic here. As long as you could, as long as you could get around
It's not make
inbounding
it
the
take
ball,
it. Full court game. Not make it take it.
not make it take it, full court game, full court game. He could beat a WNBA team without not even a question. Hey. Blowout. Blowout.
Oh man.
Blowout.
Would you fight Ronda Rousey?
No,
Would you?
Why not?
It's too
because
much.
I don't hit women.
What about
Now-
Nunez?
Amanda Nunes? I don't hit women.
Now, would you go in a powerlifting competition versus Ronda Rousey or Amanda Nunes?
No.
Why not?
I'm not good at power. That shit is mad hard, bro. Squats and deadlifts and all that. All right, guys, we're going to take a break for a second because it's time to get cushy, okay? Let me crack this open. We're going to do an unboxing live on air of the Cushy Dream CBD. Let me tell you something. This smells, oh, wow. Cushy is the best in the business when it comes to CBD, okay? They have the leaf. They have the pre-rolls. They have absolutely everything. They've been trying to work with us for a while, and we finally decided that it was time to make it happen We really like what they've been doing. We like what they've been cooking up, and we love the success that we've had with them over on Brilliant Idiots. And now we're excited to bring them over to Flagrant 2 as well. Cushy Dreams, I'm telling you, you go to cushydreams.com. That's KUSHY.com. And at checkout, use the promo code Flagrant. You get 20% off your next order, okay? You smoke your CBD with the promo code Flagrant, you get 20% off. It's a no-brainer, okay? They offer the indica and sativa strains, okay? You want to relax, you want to create, you want to hustle, you want peace, you want energy, you can do all that, okay? They got the pre-rolled joints are rolled in organic hemp paper and feature an even slow burn. Plus, pre-rolls are now available in 5-packs. Yeah. You don't have to buy them one at a time. You buy them 5 at a time. Take them out for you throughout the day. You want to stay chilled throughout the whole day. Cushy Dreams, experience the therapeutic benefits of CBD with the full flower, full spectrum, and full flavor. We know you're sick of carts, vapes, gummies. You want to smoke your CBD. And if you want to smoke it, you're going to do it with Cushy. All right? That's KUSHY dreams.com. Flagrant is the promo code that gets you 20% off your next order. Go right now. Check them out. We're stoked to be working with them. So go do that. Cushy Dreams right now. Let's get back to the show.
Wait, wasn't supposed to spar? Wasn't Jordan setting up a sparring session? Shout out to Jordan.
Oh yeah, it was Steffi.
Again.
She's like the greatest powerlifter in history. She's absolutely amazing.
5 times her body weight.
It's insane.
I mean, she would destroy
insane.
me in powerlifting, destroy me in all those. It's not even a question. She'd absolutely body me in that stuff.
Weren't you supposed to spar with her though?
We were teasing. We worked out today. I worked out today with her, and her coach is this bare knuckle guy. I want to get him on, Jake Boswick. So we're gonna have him on an episode. He's got amazing stories. He used to be like a bouncer in like the clubs in London, just like crazy fucking stories.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have him on, but he's a legend. But yeah, she could dominate me in any lifting category, not even a question. But I'm sure like an average like guy who can lift a lot, like maybe Al, could probably be competitive with the best female.
There's some guy, I forget his name, some British guy who like was like, I'm identifying as a woman, and then he broke Zuby or something like that. And then he broke every woman's powerlifting record.
And he's not even a powerlifter.
Yeah.
He's just black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? That's absolutely crazy.
It's really crazy.
So that's why you can't do it. I mean, I'm shocked there's not more pushback from women that are in athletics. I'm sure, I'm like mind boggled that they're not going, yo, this is what we do. We can't let people in here because then it's going to take away our jobs.
Your entire platform is built on social. If it wasn't for social justice, you'd have no league. So how can you suddenly come out against social justice?
But at the same time, deep down, they're like, yo, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that's the feeling, but they can't express it.
Yeah, but once they start losing their jobs, they're going to start expressing. It's like white landscapers.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay, I like this.
The build a wall. They're like, hey.
Yeah.
It's like they're not. Yeah, of course. The Mexicans are fucking really good at it. They do it for way cheaper. So the only way I can combat that if I create a wall so I can still have a job.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to do it, one, that hard, and I'm not going to do it for that little money. So like build a wall. Use the power structures to stop greatness.
So white landscapers are the reason why they're building a wall.
And white busboys and white dishwashers.
Yeah.
Dude, there are white busboys, white dishwashers that are on the streets now, Al.
Yeah, it's a shame.
They are on the streets, bro. I'm telling you. We're going to go to Phoenix next weekend. You're going to see dozens of white busboys, landscapers on the streets.
Yep.
Tents, entire tent cities of white busboys, white landscapers, white dishwashers, bro, with not a single other skill, okay, in the world. It is a tragedy.
What happened?
Yo, I bet if they built the wall,
back.
the America side, the landscaping would be mad shoddy and terrible. White people just being lazy, and the Mexican side would be pristine.
What, of the wall?
Yeah.
Yo, that is the thing.
Landscaping
Like,
wise, there'd be a full ass garden. You know what I mean? Well manicured, and the American wall, we'd just be like, let that shit go.
yo, that is a good point. Like,
Trash ass lawns if you keep them out.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, like, as great as Mexicans are at landscaping, like, I don't think of like Mexico as like the most beautifully landscaped.
Because we got the best landscapers.
Yeah, we took.
Yeah, it was a recruit. Yeah,
Is that what's happening with like India right now and like doctors and shit like that?
Yeah.
I mean that sincerely,
Dead
not
ass.
as like a shot.
Yeah, brain drain. That's
There
what they call
is a
it.
brain train.
Yeah.
The bright flight. Wow.
Yeah.
So all the most brilliant, talented Indians get sucked up by like Europe,
America, 100%.
Yeah.
Australia.
I have
window,
multiple uncles who got paid by like American companies. They were like, come here, we will pay for your college education. We'll give you a stipend, and then after you graduate, you are with us. Because they know. Like, this is like, they're from like the best engineering school in
and then
India.
in India, they can't compete because they're like, we can't afford to pay you. Even the successful companies there cannot afford to pay you what they're going to pay you.
Yeah,
in the West.
and this is America. Like everything, the infrastructure is infinitely better. Everything is better. Life is easier. Like, yeah, I'll go to America. Why would I not?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tricky. That is tricky. That is very, very tricky. I heard that something similar is kind of happening that in the countries in Europe that have super high taxes, like you go to like Denmark, Sweden, Norway, a lot of their most successful guys will leave because they can make the same amount of money but not get taxed at 70% or whatever the fuck it is.
Yes. That is the tricky thing about taxes, man, because people are just going to find ways around it.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. Unless there's a fucking global tax and there's just one global government, none of us want that.
Yeah.
There's always, you're going to get fucked somehow. Or, you know what I mean? There's a downside to everything.
Yeah. Fucking A. We should talk about COVID India because we were talking about it on Patreon and we just got in this huge,
geopolitical combo.
Geopolitical combo, yeah.
It got a little heady.
Yeah.
It got a little
It was a little highbrow. Like, it was a little bit highbrow.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just kind of crazy what's happening over there.
Yeah, I don't even think last I checked, they're at 400,000 new cases a day.
And I heard that could be underreported.
And this is the thing, there is no infrastructure
Which at
in
that
India.
point, why underreport that? You know what I mean? Like, if the numbers are that high.
Well, they're definitely like going out of their way to underreport deaths. Like, we cremate bodies, so crematoriums are just nonstop bodies coming in, and then they just write sickness every time.
Doesn't that make it harder to breathe?
Yeah.
Point.
Yeah.
Insult to injury.
Yeah.
And they're like doing it in the streets.
Yeah, and now they're just doing it on top of buildings because there's no room in crematoriums. There's videos I couldn't even watch of like a politician like taking some like hospital worker takes an oxygen mask from a poor person, like a ventilator, and just takes it off of them, and you just see that person dying, and then they go give it to a politician.
You know what's fucked up? The UK said something like, we're here to help. We're here to help India through these hard times. You know, we always have India's back, and they're like sending like a few ventilators and shit like that. Yeah. But they also had a few thousand doses of AstraZeneca produced in India and then sent to Great Britain.
Oh, shit.
So it was like, it was there. You had the cure there.
Well, a lot of Indians are upset at the U.S. for not sending their stuff, but I also...
You got to take care of your
own. I get it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get it.
You got to take care of your own.
To their point, it was the AstraZeneca shit that we're not even giving out. But it's like, look, we're going to have to look out for our own people first. And to be honest, if the Indian government did that, the situation there wouldn't be so bad. Indian government just try to profit and be like, hey, everybody else, come get this money. 1% of our population is fully vaccinated, and now you're fucked. So you can't, if I'm going to shit on them, I got to big up America for being like, yo, y'all looked out for your people. That's what you're supposed to do.
Here's the water. That is the tricky thing is like, we have all this like infrastructure, put together. We have borders and that kind of stuff. Yes. And like you have the Olympics and you have different rules and regulations, but we all pretend that we're in this together. We're in the world together, right?
No.
But when push comes to shove and there's actually like lives on the line, you get to see like what a country is. Yeah. And a country is essentially my people are more valuable than your people.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's what everybody's doing right now. And can you blame them?
No.
Would India do anything different?
I'm sure if they could go back in time, they'd be like, hey, let's do what America did. Let's keep our vaccines for ourselves, get our people taken care of, and the rest y'all can figure shit out later.
Yeah, and then America would probably put some crazy pressure on them.
And we would bully them and get some vaccines, and then we're all okay with that because we're American. Your tribe is just based on whatever the threat is outside of you. Yeah. Like my family over your family at the end of the day. Yeah. But if some new motherfucker comes into the studio trying to now we're all family against them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If there's a country against country, now the country is my family against your country in a war. If fucking aliens came, now we're the tribe. Yeah. All humans versus this aliens. Yeah. Like this is,
and that's all
what
through
it is.
History.
Yeah.
And like it's so funny because people can see it now how like the internal like national tribalism comes up, but then they don't apply it to history. And like when all these conquests and wars are happening, they're like, oh man, this tribalism is so fucked up. And then they see it now, they're like, oh yeah,
it has to be. It's the only way humans survive.
Yeah.
And again, the Indian government, I think, fucked up. I'm talking to the funniest comic in India to me, Akaash Singh, is keeping me like posted on what's happening. He said the government.
Another Akaash?
Yeah, I know, and it's threatening how funny this motherfucker is.
I ride with you, bro.
Shit makes me insecure, but that's my guy. But he was saying the government like sold a bunch of like remdesivir and shit to private companies to make money. Then they're selling it at crazy markups to citizens, and most of the time it's not even remdesivir. It'll just be like fucking Tylenol. Like there's just fucked at every level. So what I'm hearing is every level failed everybody.
You know what's
out.
crazy about this, I think, for the average American, is the Indians that we experience in America
Yes.
are either business owners, doctors, dentists,
Yeah.
engineers,
Yeah.
or tech people, right?
Yes.
So you see this community of people that are always in successful positions,
Yeah.
leadership positions,
Yeah.
positions that have unbelievable organization.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is happening in India is completely the opposite.
Yes.
It's complete disorganization. So I think for a lot of people, the expectations of India are somewhat based on the expectations of Indians in the West,
In the West.
which is not the fucking case at all.
Indians in America in particular are the most elite Indians who wanted to get out of India, which I understand why. But like, it's hard to get into America, and that benefits America. We're only taking the best Indians.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you see Indians here and you're like, oh, this must be India. I grew up thinking this must be Indians everywhere. It's not. And India everywhere became a country with all these people. Like America had such a small population when it was a country. It got to build its infrastructure with its population. India did not. We were a country like 70 years ago. So we're just trying to catch up with everything. And this is something that it was going to happen. I was fucking in awe, and you got to give the government credit for a long time. It didn't blow up.
You have this
but then it
expectation
did.
of India. And I just wonder if like the average American is kind of baffled at what they're seeing. Because I understand like we do have like two ideas of India. We have the poverty that you see in Slumdog Millionaire,
Yeah.
which to a lot of us was exposed through the movie.
Yep.
Right. And besides that, you have the tech excellence, right? Even when you watch that show, the Brown dating show, what was it?
Oh,
Indian matchmaker.
yeah.
Indian Matchmaker. Like Indian Matchmaker didn't really show poverty in India.
No. These are elites.
Yeah, it felt like the West, or
Yeah.
it felt like it could have been Italy or something
Right.
like that. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't like super bougie. I mean, some of them were, but you didn't see the fucking poor.
No.
Right? And so I wonder if like the average American is seeing what's happening in India and like for the first time in their life really understanding, what it is life experience in India.
Yeah.
And also understanding why we can't just jump ship from China in terms of making things to India
Yeah.
that quickly.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think we've said on this exact podcast, we're like, yo, fuck China. Stop making your shirts in China. Just make it in India. India's not there yet.
No.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate, but it's not there yet. China, we had Sagar. Sagar came to the show this weekend. Shouts to Sagar. And he's he's like, bro, here's the thing. China literally, this is the difference between democracy and communism, right? Is China literally locked people in the building when COVID happened?
Yeah.
And said if they left, they might not live.
Yeah.
And if all the people in the building had COVID and one of them was running out of oxygen and dying, they just said, that's just what happens in your building.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll bring you food, maybe not. But the whole building can fucking die.
Right.
Democracy, you can't really do that.
Yeah.
And when you can't really do that and you don't have the sophistication of like a Western government and Western organization in there, you have a situation like this. And it's fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucked. I think a lot of people, I would try to explain like the level of poverty that exists in India. You truly can't understand it until you see it.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first time people are starting to be like, oh, I think I see what you're saying. Because I would tell that to people and they'd be like, nah, man, poverty in America is the same. And I'm not trying to like marginalize anybody's struggle here, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's just not. Like you see shit there, you're like, what the fuck is going on? And I think that's part of why Indians, especially like immigrant Indians, don't have the sensitivity. Because it's like, dog, I know what real struggle is. It's not your pronoun. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like I've seen real struggle.
Yeah.
So
there's poverty and relative poverty.
yes.
And like you might be in America poor, but you know that relative to how poor you were in India, you are popping.
Yeah.
You made it.
Yeah, and there's also a thing here where like there's a glimmer of hope to escape poverty. There's structures in place. I'm not downplaying any of that, but I have seen truly inescapable poverty. There is nothing you can ever do to climb out of this, and I don't know if in 10 generations down the road, you're probably still going to be doing this. That's just what it is.
Right.
Unless we fix the infrastructure and all this other shit falls into place, it's going to take 100 years.
Do you think that we should just feed them Billie Eilish's tits?
We love milk. We're a milk drinking people.
Yeah, that's a mango lassi. That's a good point.
Yo.
Yo, can we talk about Billie?
How old is she?
She's old enough, right?
Yeah, she is.
Find out.
I mean, yeah, she's on the cover of Vogue.
Bro, who knows?
They be putting young girls
Yeah,
on the
you know
cover
what I mean?
of
You gotta
Vogue,
make
probably.
sure.
She's of age.
She's of age. Okay.
Your due diligence, Catholic motherfucker over here. Well, yeah, magazine, she of age.
The heavies. She has super heavies, and she's dyed her hair. She's not doing that whole like
Green?
Yeah, what was the Mortal Kombat character? Not Scorpion, not Sub-Zero.
Shiva?
Their green brother. It's taking way too long for this joke. Reptile. Holy shit. Al, was he in the new movie?
No.
You just knew that from back in the day?
Video game.
Yeah, that's who I was when I
Bro,
bodied
okay.
it. Yeah.
Anyway, so she's out here, and for whatever reason, it's a big fucking deal that she's on the cover of Vogue.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know much about Billie Eilish. I like the songs I hear. That's all I know.
Yeah, neither do I.
She seems like an artist, but that's, you know.
I was
incredible.
reading what she said. It was kind of cool what she said.
What'd she say?
I'm probably going to misquote her, but it was something like, because I didn't wear like super sexy clothes when I was younger, people thought that I was all like for like body positivity and stuff like that. And now that I'm older and doing it, like they felt like I've kind of like sold out.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want to be desired.
Fire.
I think she kind of said that.
Good for
Maybe
you.
look at the quote just to make sure. But
Mission accomplished.
yeah. Maybe she wasn't desired because she was a fucking teenager.
Yeah, that's the way you should do it.
Yeah.
Baggy ass clothes and tell you're of age and then wear what you want.
Bro, I think we had a podcast where I was literally saying that. I get to choose what my daughter wears until she's 18 years old.
Yeah.
Like, this is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you over here want to inject your kids with fucking tranny hormones. Okay? She's going to be wearing some tits.
Okay, can't wait.
Wearing some balls. She's going to be wearing some... But yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. Let's see what she said. So she's got this thing.
I don't know.
83.4 million followers.
She's also homeschooled, so she didn't get that typical high school experience of like being desired, trying to change her looks a billion times. Like she just learned from her older brother.
And in fairness,
Wrote
like
hits.
I actually thought the photos were like tasteful, I guess.
Yeah.
Like they're not like they're like sexual, but they're not like
She's like Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah,
they're not overly
they're
provocative.
tastefully done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
It's just a big change from what she's put out in the past. Like this is the first time she's put out like sexy shit.
Are people upset about this?
No, I think people are standing it. They're like, hell
Some
yeah.
people kind of feel like she's switching up on him.
Yo, what happened to her body, her choice? Or
Yeah.
whatever? Like, why is it that like this annoys me about the feminist movement a little bit? I'm be honest, like they always say, ladies, you could do whatever you want with your body as long as it's what I want you to do with your body.
Yes. Yes.
Kind of unfair. Like, yo, if you want to dress like that and show the puppies, then you can show the puppies. And if you want to cover them with the baggy shirt, cover them with the baggy shirt.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Like, you're a role model as long as you do what I tell you.
Yeah.
Or you do what I agree with.
I just want to model what kind of role you play. Like, I want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's kind of cool to fit.
Maybe they're like pissed that she's like potentially selling out for the male gaze.
Yeah, because she goes.
It's
from
just
that-
fat girls upset she not fat.
Yeah, that's what
That's all it is.
just-
Once
they
fat
just
girls
hate
lose a fat girl, they're pissed. You ever notice that?
it. Nah, that's true.
The second,
Yeah, that's a great point.
yo, fat girls do not like to
Rebel
lose one of the
Wilson
team.
suddenly ain't that funny anymore.
All of a sudden, they hating on Rebel Wilson.
Adele.
Right? Adele got skinny. They was hating on her too. Fat girls don't like to lose one, bro.
Nah, Adele needs to put it back on. She looked better when she had a little.
There are some people look better fat. Jonah Hill, Adele.
Jonah Hill for sure. Yeah.
Jonah Hill look much better fat. Much better fat. He's a much better looking fat. But good for her. She want to show it off. Show that shit off. Shit. I think it is unbelievable that any girl who has it physically and doesn't use it, like that to me is unbelievable. Because think of how hard she got to work in order to get likes on her Instagram posts.
Yeah, that part is kind of cool. I think she gets more respect for it in that regard. That, like,
Yeah.
she built this career off of like talent and personality.
And then
That's
she went.
it. And then she did it when she did it on her terms.
Yes.
It's not like she was falling off and then she started popping her pussy, right?
Yeah.
She's at the height of her career and she's like, okay, I also got the heavies. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm with that. If everything wasn't working out, she's like, let me put out a sex tape or whatever these cornball bitches do.
Yeah.
Then that's whack. You already made it without using your body at all. We had to wait for the wind to hit you in a fucking blouse before we knew that you had some big old tits, right? Like motherfuckers on Reddit were nerding out. They're like, yo, does she got some sneak titties? Nobody knew.
Sneak digs.
And then she fucking made it. And now that you want to show it after she made it on her own merit, on her own talent, you gonna hate on her? No, that's the way you do it.
Yep.
That's the way you do it.
She won.
She won. Because low key, she could throw the sweatshirt back on and still pop because that's how she was popping.
Yeah.
Or now she can live that easy life just showing off the heavies. The question is she going to go back? Because now she knows how easy it is to get attention. You show a little your top of your titty and the whole world is having conversations about you. We never talked about her before on this podcast.
That's true.
You show the top of your titty, you get conversation on Flagrant too. Caitlyn, step it up.
Keep showing your flagrant twos. You know what I mean?
She's doing it tastefully though, because I think there are some women that, you know, maybe made it to where they're at not being all sexual, and now they're trying to be sexual and it looks kind of corny or forced. And so the way that she's doing it, at least right now, it's tasteful and it's like it's not that bad. But if she starts an OnlyFans, for example, I'm gonna be like, nah.
Yeah, because the OnlyFans is like, yo, I need money.
Yeah.
Like, she's doing this cover of, what is it, Vogue?
Yeah.
Which
You don't get paid.
I think you get paid.
Nah. I think when you do the cover for these magazines, you don't get paid.
You get paid?
No.
Nah. It's just a clout push.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's like they're tagging you. This was the old school tag me in a photo. Right? So she's doing Vogue for free for clout, which is cool. I'm okay with. And when you go do it, you can't go there with the green hair. The whole thing about Vogue, I imagine this is a fashion magazine.
Like
you have
high
to
fashion and
do something
goofy.
unique. Do something different. Like, be different. Be a different version of yourself, and we're gonna help you be the best version of yourself that's different, and then put you on a magazine. We don't want the same image of you before.
Right.
Looking like, what is it? Reptile? Looking like reptile? Right?
Evolved. She evolved. Why you mad at her for evolving?
Yeah.
Yo, God bless Billie Eilish.
And if you really like her music, yo, we gonna find out if people really like her music or they like that she was a fat musician. You know what I'm
They
saying?
thought she was a fat musician.
Yeah. Like, if you just stop liking her music now that she just shows her tits, that's weird.
Yeah, they're body shaming.
That's body shaming.
Body shaming
Yo, she's getting body shame right now, bro.
for having a great body.
For having a great body.
No word.
That is crazy.
That's disgusting. I hate seeing that.
Yo, did we turn into a feminist podcast?
I'm a feminist podcast.
Yeah.
We're a feminist podcast.
Cucked out just now.
What else we got going on, yo? Yo, shouts to DJ Academics. I got a shout to the fucking GOAT. That's my guy, bro.
Yeah, what happened?
People have been sending me clips from his Twitch stream, man, and man, this guy is funny, bro. I think it is underestimated how hard it is to do what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he could just talk for hours
Yep.
without anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just talking to the screen, reacting to things in real time, and being fucking entertaining while he does it. And he shouted me out, man. He shouted out our podcast.
Oh,
And
shit.
I love DJ Academic. That's where I get all my fucking news from the hip hop world.
Yep.
If he don't post about it, it's not important to me. That is the litmus test for what is important in hip hop right
Yeah.
now. And I do a podcast with Charlamagne. I go to Charlamagne for like cultural black stuff.
Yeah.
Right? But when it comes to hip hop,
Yeah.
it's DJ Academics.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I'm in there. Sorry, Elliot Wilson.
What'd he say?
Shouts to you, Elliot. But DJ Academics is my guy.
What'd he say?
Nah, he just saying some funny shit, man. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. That's all I gotta say. He's a funny guy. But we gotta have him on a pod.
Let's
Ak,
do it.
When we're back in New York, we gotta get you on, man. We love you. We're big supporters. We're big team DJ Academics on the Flagrant 2 podcast. So shout out to all the chat I cannot finish. What do they call it, Al?
Well, shout out to Grand Wizard Chat nigga. He's a real one.
Yo,
Cool-
it's
cool-
so funny, bro.
Oh, yo, he been a fan.
Yeah, cool.
Yo, it's so funny because if you watch his stream, like this is the Academics pull. Like, I'm not even on Twitch. I signed up to Twitch to watch one of the streams, right? And yo, if you don't know what's going on, he just calls him Grand Wizard. So he's like, yo, Grand Wizard, pull that up. Grand Wizard, pull that up. And like, I only know Grand Wizard of the KKK. Like, that's what I know, Grand Wizard. So like, I knew about Grand Wizard chat, whatever. But imagine a person that doesn't, that's just tapping into the stream. He goes, does he have a Ku Klux Klan member doing all his research?
That's clean. Yo, I bet he does that.
Next level.
I bet he does that on purpose because I'm gonna keep tuning in.
Yeah.
You got a Grand Wizard?
Yeah.
What kind of?
And that's
This
the
is
thing.
black excellence.
Yeah. They're reclaiming
Unity.
it. They're reclaiming the word.
Yeah.
That's a fire name too, Grand Wizard.
Yo, Grand Wizard.
Yeah, that
that's
shit slaps, and they're taking it back. Good for them.
Damn, bro.
Smart.
How we feel about that, guys?
I'm okay with it, dog. I think there should be more black wizards.
Yeah.
Get that shit back from
We
Harry
need
Potter.
more black wizards.
Yeah, it's true.
Generally speaking, I want black wizards.
I think he did it out of ignorance because I believe he's from Australia. So
Get out of here.
yeah.
No way. Well,
Then
shouts
what
to
does he
him.
think? What did
There's
he?
no way that's out of
Yeah.
coincidence, bro.
Nah,
I think it was coincidence.
There's no way.
Ask him.
Really?
Ask him.
Yeah, come on. He knows what he's doing, bro.
I'll check it.
Probably funny with it.
Ask him.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break for a second because y'all need to make some money, okay? We know we're going to gamble on sports. We know we got some interesting events coming up. Shit. I know a lot of you want some money on that Jake Paul fight. Let's be honest. Obviously, we got NBA playoffs coming around the corner. What else we got, Akaash?
Son, what else you need? You got NBA playoffs. There's always UFC fights.
Shit, UFC nonstop. We got a lot of shit cooking. You know our boy Izzy fighting soon. We definitely want to put some money. The return of the king. Okay.
Yep.
Point is, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it MyBookie. Okay. MyBookie.ag. MyBookie.ag. You got baseball, basketball, all these long seasons, and they have up to 400 potential matches a month that you can make some fucking money on. Have some skin in the game with MyBookie.ag. Now, whether you're placing a wager on your favorite team, your player, or just looking for kicks, MyBookie gives you the best odds and tons of options to make all your favorite sports a hell of a lot more exciting.
It's the only way to make baseball fun.
That's a fact.
The
If you're
only way.
gambling on it is going to be fun. Just make sure that you go to mybookie.ag, and when you sign up, you use our promo code Flagrant. You get your first deposit matched up to $1,000. That's free money. If you're going to gamble, why would you not get a free $1,000 with
Do
it?
it.
This is a no-brainer. You just go, get your free $1,000, gamble, make some money, and then thank us. Just make sure you use that promo code Flagrant so you can get that free deposit bonus and you start your day off right. Okay? I'm telling you, this is a no-brainer. You know, you can also hit up the MyBookie Casino for the full-fledged experience. There's weekly blackjack tournaments to give you and your friends a crack at prize pools up to $50,000. Lots of great shit going on over there at MyBookie. Remember, bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Let's get back. All right, what else we got, man? What else we got? Oh, we got to talk about our man Van Lathan, bro.
Won the Oscar, yo.
Son, so this was tragic, yo. Our man Van Lathan wins an Oscar for a short film.
The film wins the Oscar.
Oh, sorry, the film wins the Oscar. This is Dove hating.
Yeah, that's a very LA thing.
Yo, why would you do that, Dove? I don't even know the difference.
That
bro.
was some shade.
That's some shade, bro. That's some shade. That's his
film won the
industry.
Oscar.
Because you don't got one yet? Like,
Not yet.
damn.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Amazing accomplishment.
So Van Lathan won Best
So
Picture.
Van Lathan was the
I'm
star of
protecting
the
him in
movie.
case
Yeah.
He was the star of the movie that won the Oscar.
He won the
he
Oscar.
produced it.
He won all the Oscars.
Nah, he produced
because
this
that's
short
what makes
film.
him the star.
Exactly. He's a star. He's a star producer.
100%.
And called Two Distant Strangers. And then this chick pops up on TikTok, right? This Asian chick pops up on TikTok like, yo, I'm not saying anything, but this story and plot line is very similar to a sketch that I put out. Now, Two Distant Strangers is essentially Groundhog Day for a black dude. He's trying to avoid getting killed by the cop.
Yeah.
And he's doing all these things different in his life to avoid getting killed by the
The day
cop.
keeps happening over and over.
The day keeps happening over and over again. And the cop keeps getting him, right?
Why are you smiling?
I mean, you can't not give that the Oscar.
Yeah.
Like
That's it.
the white people in that room are like, "Come on, yo,
Yeah.
come on, yo."
Yeah. Last year, it's a movie about
Yeah.
like one guy getting killed by a cop. They're like, what if it's one guy
This
getting
is their
killed?
Groundhog
Over
Day.
and over and
This is
over.
their Groundhog Day.
The next
Every year we
one-
got to get the black shit
Yeah.
something. God
Next
damn
year,
it.
it's going to be Inception. It's Black Guy's Inception, where he
What
goes
is
to an
it?
alternate universe and then he gets killed by a cop. Fuck, dude. It happens to every universe. I can't
Black
get
guy
away.
lands on Mars.
Yeah, he gets killed by a Martian cop.
Cop shoots him
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah, like fuck, dude.
All right. So then this Asian chick had put out a sketch a while back called like A Day in the Life of a Black Guy. And I guess
no, it's literally called Groundhog Day for a black man.
Oh.
Which is a worse title.
it is way worse title. Groundhog Day for a Black Man. And it's a sketch where over and over again, he
Black dude gets killed by a cop.
gets killed by the
She
cop.
puts it out in like 2017.
Yeah, a lot of views. Now this, you've heard of the company Now This?
Yes.
Now This comes and asks her if they can post the video on their platforms. She acquiesces, they post on the platforms. Now, a interesting thing that happened with Van's Two Distant Strangers is it was also produced by Now This. So the Asian chick is like, hey, yo, this is crazy. She wasn't coming at the creators of the movie, but she was like, now this is involved? Is Now This taking my product and then getting it made, etc.? So I hit Van up last night. I'm like, yo, Van, what's the deal with this? And he goes, look, bro, we didn't take that from anybody. We didn't even bring in Now This until after we had done it. So if there's any person here who's a piece of shit or company, it's Now This.
So
never
you
liked
think Now
them, yeah.
This saw it pop off on their social media and it goes crazy and they're like, oh, this idea is brilliant. It got all these views. And then all of a sudden they hear about this movie that's getting made and they go, oh, we know that our fans love this and this thing killed. Let's attach ourselves to this idea that we know is going to do really well.
That's the most nefarious approach. I think there is another approach where the social media team is completely separate from the content acquisition team. And the content acquisition team is, hey, this is a really good thing. It goes with our like woke strategy. We definitely think that this is going to be Oscar nominated. It could look really good for us. And it just so happened that they reposted a piece of content, which they probably repost thousands of different videos every year.
Maybe. And because the brand is linear and it's in agreement with each other. They're like, yeah, we liked it then. We like it.
Who did she email?
But they didn't
Something
even
in her
really.
video.
That's what I'm imagining. What?
I didn't even make the connection to Van because whatever. But I remember in her video she said something about hitting up Now This and Netflix and saying something like, "Hey, would you guys like to do something with this short film?" And then they contacted multiple departments, I assume, at Now This.
Yeah.
Probably not the same social media team handling the Twitter and reposting as opposed to...
And what often happens is when like a comedian, I think she was a comedian, I think she worked for like College Humor or something like that.
Yeah.
Where like when a creator doesn't have a big backing and they ask a network for a special or something like that, they oftentimes get told no.
Yeah.
And then the same exact idea can get made by someone who's a little bit powerful, a little bit bigger. This is experience in our, professional career and tons of other comics as well. Or creatives as well. For example, there's a movie someone wants to get made, and then every production company's like, not interested, and then Leonardo DiCaprio signs on to the movie, and every production company's like, that's a great idea for a movie.
Yeah.
Right? This is just how the industry works.
Right.
So what I think this is like a really shitty coincidence. Like it looks on the surface like, yo, they robbed that shit and went with it.
Yeah.
But I'm believing it's a shitty coincidence. Also, that's my guy, Van, and that's what he told me, so I'm going to choose what my guy tells me. But what is interesting is that Van also said like he's like in retrospect, like I wish we did our due diligence on the idea, like really looking, because there have been a couple other like sketches. There was even another full-length movie that had a similar plot, and I was like, bro, like put that out there.
Yeah.
That helps you.
Yeah.
That just makes this idea parallel thinking.
Yeah.
If there's only 2 made in the world, then it looks tricky.
Right.
But Groundhog Day things are pitched all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if anything, you all ripped off Groundhog Day.
Which is...
Yeah, Bill Murray should be pissed.
I didn't-
He's like, yo, these black people are ruining everything. Stealing my
You know what's
ideas.
funny? White people's Groundhog Day is, I'm going to kill myself every day.
Yeah, Groundhog Day for a white man.
is white people going, I need to kill something.
Yo,
White people are just killing, bro.
it really made me appreciate Groundhog's Day when I saw how many people stole that idea after.
Yeah.
And that came out in the mid-90s.
And someone probably stole Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Groundhog Day is probably ripped off from someone else.
Yeah, I'm just trying to have a nice moment about Groundhog's Day. You know what I
He
mean?
just said it. Why are you looking at me?
Well, because.
I was looking at you already.
looking
And
dead
then,
at me.
and then you were like, yeah. Like, I'm a fucking idiot for not knowing.
But finish what you're saying.
I was just saying it's a great idea. You know what I mean? You see it stolen all the time in everything.
Yeah.
All the repeating days, whatever.
And this is the thing about the internet. We always talked about this with like comedy, with jokes, etc. It was now that everybody is posting their content, there are millions of videos posted every single day, millions of tweets, ideas, etc. posted every single day, right? You're going to see how often parallel thinking exists.
Yes.
Before, when there was like one special put out a year on HBO or 8 specials put out a year on Comedy Central or something, if you saw crossover between those jokes, you're like, yo, these people are stealing.
You had to know.
Exactly. Now, when you see a topical joke put up, like literally all you need to do is go into the comment section of any like Reddit thread or even Twitter or whatever, YouTube, you'll see the same jokes written over and over again.
I kind of stopped doing it because like I would think of these jokes that were like deep cut, like goofy, like silly one-liners. I would like search it on Twitter, and then someone from like 2012 had like a similar-ish idea, and then I wouldn't do the joke. Yeah. And then you just do that with every joke, and they all have been done in some version on Twitter. And you're
exactly.
like, fuck, dude.
We're in a world...
And that's what's being exposed. Sorry to cut you, but like, that's what's being exposed by everybody's ability to have a voice, is that we're going to have similar ideas. And it's really tricky. And you know who kind of gets fucked over a lot of this, like if I'm to make an argument for SNL, is like every time SNL has a sketch that's like similar to like what something a comic put out or a joke a comic put out or whatever, the first thing we all jump to is, oh my God, the writers on SNL stole that from that comic. And that could happen. But the other thing we have to look at is SNL is competing literally with every other comic in the world.
Who can put out a sketch the next day. They're not going to wait till Saturday.
Not even a sketch. A stand-up bit, a tweet, an Instagram post, a quick little sketch that they put on Instagram. Like, they're literally competing with every single idea another comic had in the world. And if there's at all reflected in their show, then that comic calls them out for thievery. Which it could be parallel thinking.
And I get why they think that.
I get what I think that. And you also see a company where people are making tons of money, and usually it's a comic that's not making anything, so they're really upset. But there is parallel thinking, and that comic is parallel thinking with other comics, etc. I think that when we always look at like ideas, as a comic, a lot of times it's not as much like the premise, it's oftentimes like the vocabulary and words used.
Right. Yeah.
Like anytime I've seen somebody like what I thought like nip something from somebody or even myself, I'm just like, oh, that's a pretty specific word for that premise.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to steal a premise, I think. Like, but in order to steal like a joke, it's got to be like word for word, and you notice it.
And like
the little
specifically the punch word.
or like an act out or something.
Yeah. So
do the same movement with the slap or something.
yes, or like hypothetical scenarios that are kind of like unrealistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we can think of, definitely when Jamie Foxx took the Pryor thing.
Yeah.
Like that hypothetical was just the same.
Yeah.
Right. So like you just see it and you're like, oh, that's visceral. These are the same things that are going on here. But it's tricky, and you're going to see a lot more of it. And I wonder if it actually like is a better creative world when we realize how often parallel thinking exists, because then you'll go, okay, it's okay that I do this joke, even though a random person on Twitter in 2012 had a similar idea. It's okay because so did maybe 100 other people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to build out this joke. And I thought of this joke myself. I didn't. You have to police yourself. You're like, I didn't go on Twitter and look for it. This is my idea.
Yeah.
It just so happened that another person thought this was funny.
And if you did nothing wrong, I actually think it's a nice thing to acknowledge it. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't steal, like for example, Lil Nas X, his music video, the Montero one.
Oh yeah, he definitely stole that.
The graphic.
It's not even a question.
But there's the thing though.
It's the same video.
So the graphics team that worked on his video also worked on FKA Twigs.
And they should have said something because they just made the same fucking video.
In a way, yeah. So like specifically in like the
Poor girl getting abused by gay guys at this point. Like, god damn, yo.
Yeah, that video
Give her
was
a
way more
break.
fucked up. Yeah. No, but like Montero going into hell or whatever, or like
Down
Lil
the
Nas X
pole,
going
whatever.
down the pole.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like the same. Like you ever see like the old Disney shit where they take like the old animation and update it new? Like it's the same thing with this FKA Twigs girl and her music video.
Yeah.
But what he did, I actually thought was a good approach, which was like, yo, the graphics team that worked on my video also worked on this one. I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
So shout out to her. Check out all her stuff. She's awesome.
Yeah, it was
And
cool.
I'm sorry that I stepped on toes or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like you already
That's
put
the
out,
best way to handle
you
it.
put out the thing already.
Throw them under the bus.
Yeah. Throw them under the bus.
Yeah.
And you recognize what
Zero
happened.
accountability for completely stealing that person's work. And blame it on the production
So
company.
that's where it gets tricky is people who do know they're stealing, they're still going to steal
I don't
and
know,
do
though.
whatever.
I don't know if he's still. It
But
was
that
just
hypothetically, if there's a person who's like, yo, I'm just going to steal, and then if I get caught, I'll just give it up to that person and be like,
Yeah.
oh, I bet. But in the meantime, I'm just going to keep stealing and creating.
Yeah.
So it's tricky.
And maybe if you're that production company, you really want to do that video, and you're pitching your best shit.
Yeah.
And what is your best shit? The shit that already worked with
Yeah.
FKA Twigs.
100%. Oh, I don't. Of course, I can believe they'd be like, let's just do the same shit. Like,
Yeah.
we're trying to think of something new and revolutionary for. We already did that
Trying
once.
to save time on new graphics.
Yeah, maybe 100%.
Yeah, they're like it's one scene and one little thing. Like who's gonna care?
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. It wasn't the whole concept of the video, but it was just one thing. But it was cool to see him go out and talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see a lot more of that.
And if it's done, I think you can acknowledge it. If it's something that's ongoing, you can do it differently, like the way Kevin Hart did with Inside Jokes. And he's like, yeah, this thing already exists. My bad for stepping on it. I didn't realize, should have searched it. Now I'm going to change the name.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's like, I don't know, if you're not intentionally stealing, I think it's a good approach to like acknowledge it.
And that's what I said with Kevin. I was like, I don't think that this is on you. I think that your team could have looked, and I also think this is similar to the Now This. I was like, Sirius XM, like, because it's come to you. Like,
right.
you know, this is where people are so excited. Like, I'm sure Sirius XM was so excited to do a show with Kevin Hart. They were just like, yeah, whatever you want to do, we'll do it. And, but it was cool of Kevin to do that. I thought it was great.
Right.
It
So
was
I
the right
think
thing to
if
do.
you're that Oscar team, I would just be like, yo, this pre-existing short film came out. It's a similar concept, and they do a great job of illustrating Black strife in America.
Yeah.
Check
And-
this out.
And the
support
point
it.
was not the Oscar or the credit. The point was the message. So check this out. Check out these other guys that have a similar idea. Check out these other guys that have
because
a
it's
similar
for the
idea.
greater good,
Yes.
for illustrating.
The more
police
this idea is
brutality.
out there, the more people it touches, the better. So check out all of it.
Yeah.
The
That's
worst
the-
approach is
that's
being
the move.
defensive, saying like if they came out with a public statement being like, this woman's clout chasing, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the worst.
Yo, it was mad funny though, like, because the reaction to the girl was like, this shit was amazing, bro.
Yeah,
That
well,
shit crossed my mind too.
Whoever
bless
Stop
Twitter.
Asian hates us. Why are you stealing Black stories?
Yeah. Literally, people are like, listen, Asian bitch. Why are you talking about the black struggle? Why are you profiting off of the black struggle?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
it won't go away because normally with these like live action shorts that it won for, like that can become the full length feature. So it's not done, but let's see. That happens all the time. That's why companies in Hollywood are like, we do not accept unsolicited material. Don't send it. It's always that intern that opened up something.
Yeah. So what happens with this?
I mean, they keep the Oscar, and I think it just goes away. I think Van will acknowledge it in some way in his pod, but like,
can she sue? Can she get anything?
I mean, how are you going to prove for a fact?
She has like a Writers Guild copyright.
That's the thing. The little advice for any writers out there: register your projects with the WGA. It's free. It's quick. At least you have a record. Boom.
Yeah, but then you'd have to prove that somebody like saw that and then chose to copy it.
Yeah, you have to do it really well. Also,
you can at least say I did it first, whether they stole it or not. I didn't steal it. That's for sure.
Yeah, because
I had this idea registered then. It's like having a joke on tape. Somebody puts out a joke, and you have a joke. You're like, yeah, but I got myself doing it in 2015. So
exactly. That's one of the coolest things about like videotaping every set is that we got the timestamp copyright.
Yes.
Of like when a joke has
like
been
the
done.
First time you ever did.
The first time ever. So it's like I know even if anybody puts something out like kind of similar to me, it's like, well, we can go back to the tapes.
Yeah.
When did you start working on it?
Yeah.
Because I'll show you when I was doing it, you know? So that's a nice thing, but obviously not everybody has that ability. But it is cool once you have it. Like that was the cool thing about like Twitter and Instagram. You get a copyright.
Yeah.
There's your work.
Yeah.
There's your timestamp.
Yeah.
And yeah, to your point about not stealing ideas and how hard it is, not only does everybody have a voice with Twitter, you have a constant access to that voice. Like you can just constantly vomit your thoughts, thousands of thoughts a day. Like every thought, you can just put it out there. Even if we all had a voice back in the day with just TV, you had to wait till motherfuckers say, hey, lights, camera, action.
Right.
Now it is nonstop. Every person has a voice.
The blockchain, bro. It's a public ledger of all your thoughts.
Yeah. And you could just like vomit out all these premises that are half baked.
Yeah.
They're not even like real jokes. You're like, oh, this is kind of a connection.
Yeah.
And then if anybody writes a joke that's similar, you're like, yo, I tweeted this one idea.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, you didn't do anything. Like, where's the work that's put into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, but this is what's going to happen now that everybody's putting their content out all the time.
Yes.
So I apologize. Why don't you break down this whole LeBron thing?
All right, so the NBA, I don't know if they're going to do this every year or if it's just this year, but just with COVID and the shortened season and all that, they decided for the playoffs this year, the first 6 teams in each conference, like the first 6 seeds, automatically you're in the playoffs. Seeds 7 through 10 are going to have to play into the playoffs. It's a play-in tournament. If you're the 7th and 8th seed, you play each other, and then the winner of that game goes to the playoffs. And if you're the 9th and 10th seed, you have to play, and then the winner of that plays the loser of the other 7th and 8th.
Oh.
So if you're a 7 and 8 seed, you only got to win 1 game to get into the playoffs. If you're a 9 and 10 seed, you got to win 2 games to get into the playoffs. So then now you've eliminated 2 teams. So everybody thought this was fine. Everybody thought it was going to be fun. I didn't hear any complaining about it until the season started getting close to the end, and then you were one of the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th seeds. The Mavs love Mark Cuban, but he could be a real baby. Now, the Mavs are like 7, 8 seed the whole season, and now this play-in idea is horrible. Horrible idea. Never mind the fact that it's going to drum up more interest and get more ratings and get more money, so everybody shifts lift. He's like, nah, terrible idea. LeBron never said a fucking word about it when the Lakers were first in their conference. Then he had a high ankle sprain. He was injured for weeks. Anthony Davis, the second best player on the team, injured for weeks. They fell all the way to 6th seed.
Tied for 6th.
Tied for 6th seed. And if there's a tiebreaker, I think they have to go into the play-in tournament. And now LeBron says whoever came up with this idea should be fucking fired. All of a sudden, this great idea becomes bad when you're 7 or 8.
LeBron, let me just preface this by saying LeBron is such a fucking amazing player. Okay?
Can't wait for where this is going.
However much he compliments him is how much he's going to insult him, so I'm curious to know.
Yo. Like, it is unbelievable. And listen, do whatever you want with the activist stuff. Like, I don't think he's saying anything unique. I think we all kind of support what LeBron is saying. He was a little goofy when he posted the picture of the guy who shot Micaiah Bryant or whatever her name is. But and maybe he went out a little bit too early at that. He's a little emotional. But like, yes, and everything you're saying as far as activism, I think most people agree with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're on your don't shoot black people. Yeah. You're not saying anything novel. But
right.
Sure, if you want to use a platform for that, that's great. But the fucking incessant crying about shit.
Oh my
Like, it's
God.
unbelievable. And it is, he's a guy who wants to be liked.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he's starting to realize as he gives more of himself, he's less likable.
Yeah.
Like, the more we're seeing him tweet, the more we're seeing him involved. Like, saying, get rid of this tournament just because you're a 6 seed. You wouldn't give a flying fuck if you were a 2 seed.
100% would. I think it's great for the league. I think it extends the playoff excitement.
Dude,
I love it. I think it gives more people a chance.
About basketball right now. This could get me interested.
Yeah.
Right? A nice little bit of momentum right into playoffs. That could be great. Tell me which teams are out there, which teams are looking good. I'm with it.
It hurt the Mavs in every way, and I like it. Because now teams didn't tank at the trade deadline, which kind of makes things more exciting because they're all like, dude, fuck, there's only 12 seeds. I just got to get to 10, and then I have a shot at the playoffs. So unless I'm like, there's probably a couple teams really tanking, but the trade deadline wasn't that crazy because people weren't like, let me just dump whoever, we're not going to make playoffs anyway.
That's a great point. So it maintains competitive edge as you go out throughout the season.
I think it's a good thing. I don't love that the Mavs, if you're a 7th and 8th seed, it sucks. But you still only got to win one game out of 2.
Also, it lends itself to teams that have an incredible player.
Yeah.
So let's say that you're a bum team, but you have one absolute superstar. An absolute superstar can get you a victory in 100%. One game.
One guy getting hot. To be honest, a ridiculous J.J. Redick shooter getting hot one game, get you in the playoffs.
You're in the playoffs. It becomes like college basketball.
Yeah.
One game and you advance.
100%.
I think this is a really interesting, compelling idea. They should be fired, LeBron. Why should they be fired? Because they're making the game more interesting?
Yep. Because they're stopping tanking, which ruins seasons. And I get why you tank, but it's not fun to watch for 82 games.
How does it stop tanking?
Because teams that are like an 11th seed, before, we're 3 seeds away from the playoffs. That's so fucking, like, realistically, we're not going to happen.
Yeah, they look at the numbers.
Let's just
like, we have
tank
to
and go
win
back.
10 games in a row.
Now there's more. Now the smarter move might still be to try to tank and get the best player, and teams might do that if there's like a generational guy. But if you're like a 10th seed now, you're like, oh, I'm in the playoffs. I have a fucking chance. I'm in.
So less teams would result to tanking
as opposed to 8 teams.
Bare minimum. Sorry, go.
Yeah. As opposed to 8 teams in the league just not getting into the playoffs. Now only 4 are not getting into the playoffs.
Gotcha.
So that's twice as many teams being like, yo, let's just go for it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And you have like those teams that are just out of playoff contention that are going, I'm only 1 game out.
Yeah.
And we get to play each other.
Yeah.
Might as well be in the fucking playoffs.
100%.
So they should just extend it for every placement so you get rid of tanking altogether.
I think that
So
there has to be some incentive to be in the playoffs.
To work,
you know what I mean?
but the further back you are, the more games you have to win to make.
Potentially,
maybe.
Because if they do that, then tanking's gone on.
But you know what? Actually, sorry to interrupt, but I just realized this. You know who's going to be in the play-in tournament right now, and the playoffs would be considerably worse without them? Golden State. Golden State, I'm pretty sure, is a 10 seed.
And you know who could win you a game by himself?
A couple.
A little guy named Steph Curry.
He can win you 2 games, no problem.
A little guy named Steph Curry.
And if he's in the playoffs, it's that much more entertaining. I don't give a fuck.
Right. And they're fighting for their lives in the game.
Yeah.
Steph will go off for 60 on that ass 2 nights in a row, and it will be the most entertaining basketball that we will watch all year.
And we talked about this when Kevin Durant left.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but keep in mind, he's not playing a 1 seed. Once the playoffs start, you have an 8 seed against a 1 seed. There's no fucking chance usually.
Yes.
Yeah.
But a 10 against a 9?
Oh, yeah.
That's a game.
Fighting just to be in? Yeah.
That's a game you could win by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're also a bum squad.
Yes.
I like this.
Yes.
I think it is such a cool idea, and it reminds me almost like soccer. Like the relegation thing that you guys were talking about the past episodes. We're basically relegating teams. We're creating like a Serie A or whatever within the playoffs is our version of the Champions League. Is it Champions League that it existed like that? So like that's our version of it, right?
Right.
And then we have teams that can pop in and teams that can pop out if they're not good enough.
Right.
I think it's really cool.
So funny. European soccer is trying to make American sports.
And Americans trying to make European. Yeah. I think it's such a great idea.
Now, why does it disenfranchise LeBron again? I don't understand.
He's a 6 seed, so he has the opportunity of not being. It's the same reason why the European clubs don't like the relegation system. They're like, yo, I don't want to have to fight to be in it. Like, just let's create the Super League where I'm always in it. Yo, it is literally what Jordan Peterson was talking about on the Flagrant U episode. Yeah. He goes, the powerful always fear the great when the powerful were not put there by greatness. Right, because greatness challenges their authority. Right, and that's what's happening right now. If you're a 6 seed and you know you could go against someone who might be greater than you, of course you're like, well, let me use some like league authority or power to make sure that greatness can't oust me from my position.
Yep,
it's so interesting.
Yeah, and it's annoying. You're LeBron James. You're still the best player in the league, in the world. Who gives a fuck? You got to do a play-in game.
You got to pee, Mark?
I got to pee so
Mark got to pee so bad. I just saw a wobble.
Hey, bro.
Wait, stay right there, bro. We're almost done with this topic.
Yeah, no. We'll wrap it up real quick.
Go.
How was your weekend, Mark?
I gotta go.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break for a second because I need to get your essential game up, okay? And by essentials, you know what I mean. I'm talking about your underwear, your tees, your sweats, you know, all the things that you know you're going to wear constantly every single day. You know that they need to fit you, and they know they need to look right. They need to look quality, feel quality, get your shit right. And the way you can do that is with Mack Weldon, okay? Mack Weldon is a premium men's essentials brand that believes in smart designs and high-quality fabrics. Mack Weldon offers a one-stop shop for men's basics, socks, shirts, hoodies, underwear, polos, and active shorts. Whatever you need, Mack Weldon has you covered. Unlike the assortment of department store brands that make up your top drawer, all of Mack Weldon's basics have a consistent fit that you can count on, all right? Remember, socks, shirts, hoodies, underwear, polos, active shorts, they got that shit on lock, all right? You're not just going to look great in Mack Weldon. Their underwear, their socks, and their shirts perform well, too. From working out, going on a work date, Mack Weldon has got you for everything, okay? They also offer a wide range of customized fabrics that can keep up with you no matter what your day looks like. They got 18-hour silver, air knit X, dry knit, warm knit, all the knits you could possibly imagine. Weldon has created a totally free loyalty program, okay? Level 1, it gets you free shipping for life. When you reach level 2 by spending $200, Mack Weldon gives you 20% off every order for the next year. I'm telling you, it is going to be so easy for you to reach these because you just re-up your orders. Oh, I like my tees from here. I'm going to re-up whenever I buy some new tees. Socks, underwear, same thing. You're going to be on level 2 in no time and get that 20% off, okay? Mack Weldon wants you to be comfortable. So if you don't like your first pair of underwear, you can keep them and they'll still refund you. That's unbelievable.
My God.
That's free fucking underwear. So what you're going to do is for 20% off your first order, visit mackweldon.com/flagrant. And you're going to enter the promo code flagrant. That's MackWeldon.com/flagrant and enter the promo code flagrant. Remember, that's 20% off your first order. Go do it right now. Let's get back to the show. All right, guys, we're back, and we forgot what the fuck we were saying before. And we're not going to stop the whole recording, just go back and listen to it. So that conversation is over.
Right, sorry for peeing, dude. I had to pee one time.
Yeah, Mark was struggling over there. I saw it in his eyes.
But you guys all peed, so you're welcome.
Yeah, it did feel better.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. Appreciate it. I always appreciate the ability to pee. Always.
Why don't we do some Felix and no facts before we get out of here, boys?
Yes, sir.
What are we thinking?
All right, Josh Duggar, famous for being one of the children on 19 Kids and Counting.
Oh, yes.
Arrested on child porn charges.
Wow. People are still doing that.
19 kids. Yes, a chance one of them could go that way.
Bro, that's what I said.
Yeah, I mean, let's just play the odds.
One
here.
in 19 people is looking up at child porn, bro.
Yo, that's funny.
One is probably going to be really rich. One is probably going to be a criminal.
There's a bell curve.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
You got an outlier. You got 19 kids. There are going to be outliers all over the place.
Yeah. So we shouldn't be surprised.
Well, no, this is just probability.
Should we celebrate the fact that it's only one of the 19?
One.
Yeah.
That's pretty
only
impressive.
one. If it was more than that, then you're like, oh, is this a systemic issue?
Yeah.
Was he the oldest?
I don't know, actually.
If he's the oldest and he didn't touch any of his brothers or sisters, okay, that's credit right there. Credit where credit is due.
I think there was some abuse within the family. I think that came out like last year or some shit.
I mean, there's got to be abuse. Like, how do you take care of 19 kids? There's no way you could, like, accurately, I don't know, care for them.
That's an entire classroom, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more than a jury, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Should that be illegal?
To have 19?
There should be a stopping point, for sure.
But the government has to come in and tell you?
Yeah, we're China,
Somebody
but
should.
different.
Somebody should.
Yeah. China said you can't have 2. We say you can't have 20.
20 is a lot of
they'd be
fucking
good.
kids, man.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. The child, what is it? The child porn. He was watching child porn.
Or possession of it or
Or
something.
possession of the porn. What is up with that? Why not just, like, watch it?
Yeah, why you got to keep it?
That's weird.
I don't know if you could just stream it. I don't know if you just like Google images.
Well, neither do I. I can't fight you on that one, Mark.
You have to download it from like a torrent or something on the deep web.
Oh, word.
How do you know that?
How you do it?
Bro, I've done research on how to avoid it.
Oh, research.
Yeah.
How to avoid
On how
getting
to
caught?
avoid it. Why would you need to avoid it?
Avoid getting
Because it
caught.
could be on the internet. It could pop up.
Yeah, but why would it just download?
What internet are you on? That
Bro, the internet.
Titty
He's
porn
going
just
deep,
pops
bro.
up.
He's going deep.
Yeah.
Well, and Pornhub had to take off a bunch of shit for the same reason.
And what?
Pornhub did a whole scandal where they had to take off mad porn because it was like
Yeah, because
child
MasterCard
porn.
was like, yo, you can't buy a subscription to Pornhub no more because we can't guarantee that there's no youngsters on that shit.
Ooh.
Which is kind of fire. I dig that.
Yeah.
Like, Pornhub shouldn't just be this open source for anybody getting fucked on video.
Yeah.
Like, do a little bit of vetting. You can't have these
little.
kids out here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is a good point. How do this is tricky. How do we all know we haven't watched underage girls in porn?
Chill out.
How do we know?
Chill out.
That's
How
the
do we
fucked up
know?
part of porn.
Asking questions.
Sunset, how do you know that you weren't jerking off?
Nah, don't even.
You the most.
No.
That's the
I
fucked
think
up
Alan
part.
most. I think Alan
can't
most.
be me. This guy's Googling how to avoid child porn.
Yeah, but you kept it quiet about it. You locked it in.
You lie, bro.
Yeah.
You lie. You lie.
That
you might
laugh
have
was a
watched
little
it.
guilty sounding. You notice
Exactly,
that?
bro.
Not his normal.
Yeah, but my arms ain't going up. So.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it is possible that we could have watched child porn.
Nope.
Because the website did not vet the videos.
That's the whole
that are
fucked
up
up
there.
part of Pornhub.
Should we be able to sue?
Yo.
I think we should be able to sue. If it
think
comes
so.
out that we did, we should be
think
able to
so.
sue. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want that shit on my conscience.
Ever.
How y'all dealing with that?
That's the thing. That's what the issue with Pornhub is. They got mad.
Well, your
like,
conscience is clear.
assaults
You don't even
and
worry
shit.
about it.
Mad clear. I see the
Hold
fucking
on.
license plate. I mean, the ID before every.
The license plate.
Yeah,
you
know
see
what
the
I-
license plate
the
before you
license,
put them in your
Man is
trunk.
stumbling, dog. He's stumbling.
This guy is stumbling over his words right
Yeah.
now because he knows this is a really tricky topic for him.
Yeah.
Dog, if
like
you're
older
into
women.
child porn, it's okay.
I like older women.
like
if you're
older
in,
women.
you know what I
like
think
milk
he likes
porn.
child porn
Milk
because he's
porn
when
is
he's
bad.
jerking off and looking down, his legs look like kids. so
I also think because his dick's probably like a baby arm. You know what I mean? So, like,
ooh, that was a compliment and a diss.
Yeah.
Like he had to accept it. He was like, I guess that is the reason why.
I guess I was looking at child porn.
yeah.
It's so weird the idea like you would take it with you. I figure it just exists on the internet.
Yo.
Yo, Miles,
Here comes Miles.
Miles hasn't said a single thing on any Flagrant 2 podcast. Out of nowhere, off mic, he goes, "No, you have to have it." What does that mean, Truffle? Can you give the microphone to molester Miles over here? Because
Thank God
he said,
you shaved that mustache, bro.
bro. He said you have to have it. Have to. You must have child porn.
he
is
didn't-
what
no,
he
this
said.
is- no.
Why do you have to have it?
I used to.
Hold on, can everybody take hold on. Before you finish the sentence, can everybody take a look at what flavor Gatorade he's drinking today? Lift it up.
They can't see.
Gray. Give it to me. Give it to me right now. Dude, Miles has no clue what this looks like.
Yeah, it
Isn't that
truly does
great?
not.
Just fog
Yeah.
in a cup. dude.
Gray haze, dude. Yeah.
Isn't that
Legitimately thought it was
crazy?
blue.
Did you really think it was
Yeah.
blue?
Yeah.
Hilarious, dude. That's amazing. Oh my God. All right, go. So back to what you were saying with the porn. Hold on. So why
There's another
must you
mic.
have to have it?
Yo, I've never looked child porn, possessed child porn. Let me just start off saying that.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
used to download a lot of movies illegally. Like I would, like Blockbuster films. I would take them off of.
What about
porn.
Hyman Buster? Anything like that? Did you
Nah,
download that?
Nothing like that. But like the thing is, if you're gonna download something illegally, you have to hold it. Like movie, I used to download all these movies and watch them.
Because you can't just watch it streaming.
Yeah, you can't stream that.
There's no streaming child porn.
Oh, and on top of that, I think it's harder to prosecute.
What do you mean?
If it's like a stream, it's harder to prosecute because you're not in possession of it. It's like you could just
Yeah,
say,
that's what I'm
his point.
saying.
It's like,
That's
why
my
would you-
point. It's like,
yeah.
why do these people watching child porn need to like have it on their fucking computer? Why don't they just stream it?
yeah. I'm assuming it's like dark web sites because you can't just access the sites on the fucking regular internet.
Well, how do you access it on the dark web?
I don't know really how the dark web works, but I think you have to
you
get
didn't research
you have
that.
to get a Tor browser, and you got to go through the fucking
Tor browser.
the separate
Motherfucker
browser.
say, I don't know how it works, and then explain exactly how it works.
Exactly how it works.
Look at his hand.
Yo, what is consent?
Look at his hand, son.
What
He's
is
grabbing his
consent?
seat. He's sitting on his palms right
What is
now.
consent?
So he knows
Tell me
too.
what consent is.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at
What is consent?
Motherfucker's like this right here, so he don't get into
What is
his
consent?
life. Look at
Andrew, what is consent? Andrew,
he
what is
can't-
consent? What is
can't
consent?
help
I know.
himself
What does
from
it mean?
serving it up
I've
on
not
a
raped a
platter.
woman.
This
Look
is
at
so
this.
good.
What
Look
is
at
consent?
this.
It's the-
What
no
is
one's
it?
no one will
What
tell me
is
what
it?
consent
What
is.
is
Most
it?
hand
All he
movement.
keeps saying is consent.
Isn't that so
That's
crazy?
weird
I'm in a
too.
room full of people that don't know what consent is. How shameful is
That's
that?
crazy.
A room
bro.
full of men.
Now he's trying to do this
Don't-
fucking
I
reverse
know,
psychology
like,
shit.
bro.
I'm in a room of people who don't know consent.
They don't. What is
You
consent?
watch
I'm Indian. Of course I don't know.
Well, yeah, exactly. So what is
Bro,
consent?
you gotta stop watching kids, bro.
You gotta stop, bro. What is
You gotta
consent?
stop watching
What
kids.
does
now.
consent have to
Bro,
do with
no,
you
no,
watching
you're-
Yeah,
no, no,
no,
you're feeding into it.
what
You're
is
feeding into it. Don't
consent?
feed into
Oh,
it. Just
okay,
let it
okay.
feed, feed it.
Okay, so Al doesn't know what consent is. Akash doesn't know what consent is. Andrew doesn't know what consent is.
I don't know what consent is. I do know what a kid is. You do too. Intimately well. Listen,
That's
you
fucked
know
up.
how to get the porn. I'm not saying that you've gotten it, but you know how to get it.
You don't know what
You know,
consent
no,
is.
no,
and
no.
you know how to not get caught.
Mark knows what consent is because the kids never give it in the video. And he's like, man, it's so much better this way.
How did it go in the beginning?
What? With consent? You just have to ask if you want to have sex. And then if the girl says no.
What? You heard that came from the base right there.
If the girl says no, then you don't have sex.
He's like, what?
Motherfucker's on the teacups right now. He's trying to stop it from spinning.
That's what consent is. You have to ask if you want to have sex.
Bro,
and
why
the girl
do you keep
says
saying
no.
consent,
Yeah,
bro?
I know.
Because
They don't even know what
Why
that
are you
word
deflecting,
means.
yo?
What is consent?
They're orphans. What does orphan
Sound
mean?
guilty with all this
What is
deflection.
consent?
Orphan mean?
Bro, what is consent?
It's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock life for us.
Man. But yeah,
Yo,
no.
you sound like Al with your adeptness at
Word,
lies and deflections. He's deflecting.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to ask
I
women if
wouldn't
they want to
know.
have sex before you have sex with them.
But not
Bro.
kids.
But
yes,
not
you do.
kids.
Bro, what are you talking about?
They're breaking it. They're not doing
If you're a
it.
kid, you should still ask for consent before you have sex.
Mark, what are you talking
If you're
about
16
right now,
years old,
dog?
you're going to have sex with another 16-year-old, you should ask for consent. I don't understand how this is controversial.
Why are you so angry, dog?
Yo,
He
dude.
fucking
He's so
sweating. He
angry.
look like me right now. This guy's
Son,
sweating and his room
Mark,
is like
Mark.
mad cool. son.
Yo, son, whenever he's squeezing right in his right hand, that shit has been mushed. That shit has been mushed into a little. Yo, get to the why. Son,
That's a
I've been
baby
watching-
bell thing. And
I've
this
been
motherfucker turned that shit into a fucking pebble, son.
Son, he
That
just created the
is
densest.
ironic that
he
no
just
one
created
knows what
a little
consent is on
diamond.
this whole
He
podcast.
turned a
This
cheese,
whole room,
he
bro.
turned a cheese
Not one
wheel
person
into
is
a
willing to say
diamond,
that
bro.
rape is
The
bad,
pressure
which I
he
think is
put on
fucked
that
up.
shit.
That you have all these grown men sitting in a room not willing to denounce
He's
rape.
just talking to himself.
It's terrible, bro.
We just trying
It's
to
sad.
figure out
It
how you
really
made a
is
diamond
sad
out
that
of
no
cheese
one's
wheel.
willing to say that
That's all I'm
consent
trying to-
is a
you
good
turn-
thing. Because I
you
think
turn
everyone should know what
Parmesan
consent
cheese
is, bro.
wax
It's crazy
into a
that you're going to
diamond,
sit
son.
here
That's
and
what
say
we
that
trying to
rape is
figure out.
okay. I think it's sad.
son.
As a man, it's our duty to stand up for women. I think that
How
rape
many
is wrong.
plates you
And if
serving
you're
right
gonna
now,
stand up and say that rape is okay, I think it's
This
wrong.
guy's a waiter,
I think
son.
as men, stand up and say that
like
rape
that
is bad.
Asian bitch in
Because you're
halftime.
sitting here saying that, oh yeah, I love rape, and I think that consent should be asked for every
Got
interaction.
the place
just
I
sitting
think
on
it's
this shit.
essential. It's essential for all of us to ask for consent. That's the point. And no one here is willing to tell me what consent is, bro. It's crazy.
Hey, we watching Mark break down, bro.
I'm not losing. I'm not losing.
Mark
I'm
decided
not losing.
next time it happens,
Nah.
he had a strategy. He had a strategy
Yo,
next time
this
it's happening.
podcast
I'm
brought
just
to you
going
by
to keep repeating the
Munio's
same thing over and over again.
Shout
and
out
I'm going
to
to keep
Munio's
talking over it,
Landscaping.
and they're not going to make me
They
spin.
said
Yeah,
the best
Take it off the
landscaping in
wide.
Dixon,
Take it off the wide.
California.
Now he just
The best landscaping.
Now he's just talking to the
Go to
no
the best landscaping.
He's just talking
Check
about.
them out.
He's
Also,
still looking
check
at
out-
the camera. He's not
check
even
out
talking into the
Anthony's-
camera. He's looking at. He's
Check
not
out-
talking
check out Go to Anthony's Pizza, the one of the best pizza places in Long Island. They're the best.
You spit it, nigga. You spit it. You spit it, nigga. You spit it.
Of Long Island,
Look
dude.
at the
It's the
wax.
best.
If
And
he lets go-
I'm not losing. That's so crazy
If he
because
lets
normally
go of
people
the
able to
wax, his
overpower.
hand's just going
See,
right
this is
in.
his whole strategy.
He gotta
Is that
keep his- he
Andrew
gotta
will
keep
try
his
to
hands
overpower.
occupied.
Andrew
He
tries
gotta
to
keep
just
his
talk
hands
over you and
occupied
pelt
all
you and pelt you and
Mark
pelt
is
you.
spinning
And I'm
right
not letting him
now.
do it. I'm not on the ropes.
Bro, he tugging on the cord of his shorts. That shit is.
Turn his mic off.
You can tell, bro. There's a podcast full of rapists, man. This is what rapists would do. Is because they're taking away my ability to speak for myself, and that's what rapists do, and that's why we need the Me Too movement. Okay.
He entered a
That's
bad
how it
area
goes, man.
when
Because
started
look,
saying, when
he
two
pelts. He
16-year-olds
just
have
keeps
sex,
on
they
shooting,
should
and I
ask
won't let him get a
permission.
shot off. I won't let him get a shot off. No, that's how it goes.
my
You gotta
God.
keep on shooting.
16-year-olds have
And until
sex,
the round
Mark.
goes up, I won't
Why
stop.
would you
I will
talk
die
about-
before I get beat in this argument, okay? Because
Why
I
would
think
you
consent
talk
is
about
important.
threesomes with molesters, bro? That's disgusting, dog. Two 16-year-olds having sex with an adult is still wrong. Mark.
Yeah,
Bro, I
dog.
would
That's
never
still
say that.
wrong. It's actually more wrong. 'cause now
No,
there's
but to
more
him
kids
it's the
having
most
sex.
right. To him it's the most right.
I would never say that.
Shit.
Yo.
He is French. The age of consent's probably younger there. Maybe you were in France when you watched this video.
And to this day, no one has said what consent is, bro. It's sad.
Consent
sad.
is 18.
And how do you know that, bro? That's so fucked up that Andrew knows the age of consent, dude. How do you know that? Bro, that is weird, right? That he would sit here and pretend.
Yo, it's fucked up.
I'm
You
down.
don't know that.
I know.
How fucked up if he knows that?
I was
You don't
down.
know
I was
Like,
down to spin
yo.
it with you, but like, come on, you got to come
How
better
does
than
he
that.
not know the age of consent, bro? Are you just doing
No,
like
not the age of
ignorance is
consent.
bliss?
What is consent?
And by bliss,
What is consent?
describe your bliss.
What is consent? What is consent? I answered your question.
Consent is what those girls never gave, bro.
Yeah.
Consent is what those girls never gave in the videos you watched. You stripped their consent from them.
Bro, what is consent?
Consent is...
That's not a good answer.
I know.
That's not a good
He's
answer.
malfunctioning right now.
Why did you try just something else? Just pivot.
You can't give
Start
an answer
asking
as a
about
non-answer.
pizza or something.
Yo, what is math? Math is not history. What does that even mean, bro? You can't just say what something
you
not
pour
is to
water
describe
on
what
him,
something
bro?
is, bro.
Did you pull?
Nah.
I just hear like.
I'm refusing to lose, bro. This is Rocky, dog. I'm refusing to lose, okay? And I'm in my own battle right
Mark, you're battling for child fucking.
Yeah, that's
now. No, you're battling for rape, though. That's
You
the
lost,
point.
bro.
You said though, as if
You battle for rape.
You said though, as if like I accept what you say, but
No, I never said though. You're battling
you're
for rape.
battling for rape though. Yeah, child fucking, but you rape though.
You're battling for
We're
rape.
just saying you shouldn't watch child porn.
And I'm saying you
That's
shouldn't
it.
rape. That's the point. You guys should not be raping.
Hey, that's also true. But
Exactly.
hey, we agree with you on that one. You ready to agree you shouldn't watch child porn anymore?
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
It took a long time to get there.
It did.
It turned into a real Bill Clinton thing where you're pointing this finger and then you're like, what is mean? Or whatever the fuck you say. You made it so much worse for yourself. Whatever steadfast determination you had to not get spun, you spun yourself the whole
No, I didn't
Something
lose.
happened the last time he was in the spiral that he was like, this will never happen to me again. You know how like Asians be training at thousands of years for revenge?
Yes.
Like that's what he did. Like,
Bro, I was in the shower. I was just like, okay,
yeah.
keep going. Think of something. Come up with something else. I was
But you kept
saying
thinking
the
about, you
same-
probably kept thinking about little kids
But
and
you
jerking
kept
off to
saying
them
the
because you
wrong
couldn't
thing.
formulate a good
You
idea.
kept saying the wrong thing. Like you were trying to prove that you don't watch child porn, and you just kept repeating over and over, what is consent even?
and you never answered.
That's not what you said over and over again. We were like, you watch child porn, like, what is consent? What is it even? Like, why do we even have it? Like,
So
why
there's no good definition. There's no good definition. That's what you're telling me.
But why were you asking me how to find child porn?
I know not to use
Nah.
that strategy.
We asked
Next
why
time I'm
you
in a
knew.
Spencer.
Nah,
Because we asked the one guy who knew.
Dude, literally
wanna
5
get
minutes ago,
back in.
Andrew
He
goes,
wanna get
yo,
back
I don't
how
get
do
it.
you find child porn? How do you find it on the
No,
internet?
we said, how do you know
use
how?
You said, how do you use the dark web? You said, how to use the
We
dark
said,
web.
how do you know how?
Go back, play back. You said, how to use the
You were
dark
giving
web.
us step by step of how to
No.
access
It
it
went like this.
and avoid
It
it.
went like this. He goes, I don't know how to use the dark web. I mean, you got to go to a torrent and then download it.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to get Surfshark, and their Surfshark can save you 83% of your.
Nah, VPN won't get you there, but this is brought to you by Surfshark. Shout out to that. But yeah.
Y'all couldn't use a competitive VPN, bro. Y'all could use a different one. Just ruin our whole relationship. Nah, but shouts out to Surfshark.
Oh my god.
I was fighting for my life, bro.
Not well.
Yeah.
Nah, that's the thing. I didn't get the shots off.
Yeah.
That was a strategy I learned.
We was shooting, bro. That shit was
Yeah.
fun.
And I was
bro.
boom.
I'm
I
not
was
gonna lie.
deflecting.
You kept shooting yourself, quite frankly.
I don't know what world you was just in. So you just got body.
I was just watching you fold up that wax, bro. That shit was so funny, dog. I'm just that shit,
I made art.
son.
I made
When
art.
you
bro.
pointed that shit out, because his hair was mad clenched,
super tense, bro.
and then you
How
forced
do you make
him to
diamonds?
loosen
How do you
it
make
and let it
diamonds?
go.
How do you make diamonds though? Answer that. How do you make diamonds? Pressure.
With wheels of cheese, bro. That's how it's done.
All right. So rape is bad. Child porn is bad.
I think we can both agree. Would you like to suggest another topic, Mark? The first topic he suggested. We said, Mark, feelings of facts. Take us through it. He's like, how y'all feel about kid fucking?
And you said we've all seen child porn.
Son,
I
this
say
is
we
the most
may have.
Catholic he ever been, bro. This is the most Catholic he ever been, bro.
Why is that?
You
Why?
accuse him of molestation. You're just like, what? Who cares? What about rape? What about? Are you gonna beg for forgiveness of your sins?
Yeah.
That's what I need to know.
Yeah. And then you just shuffle me around to a different part of the room. You know what I mean? Just keep on moving.
Dub seat, man.
Yeah.
All right, what else? Other topic. Come on. Next topic, bro. Next topic.
I think we got enough.
You think we got it?
Yeah, I think we got
That's a good one. Let's end on a high.
Great way to go out.
We could do one more just to.
in case we cut anything.
Oh no, that's all staying in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, Miles. Do you have a problem with the two conclusions we came to? Do
Yeah,
you
we
want
came
some?
to good
You want some
conclusions.
smoke, Miles?
Wasn't it Miles who started it?
Yeah.
What did he start?
But you know, Mark gets credit for all Miles' ideas.
That is a good point, actually.
It really backfired on you.
Yeah.
You got your karmic revenge, Miles.
I do admire the determination, bro.
Yeah.
You were not going down.
I won't let it happen. I learned that from you.
I mean, it happened.
That's the strategy.
Yeah, that's the thing. It
Nah,
didn't
you just
work.
gotta talk over them and just walk them down.
Nah, but then you could cut it.
Why?
Because it only works if I'm still engaging with you. But then if I start talking about you folding the wax,
Oh yeah.
then it undercuts it.
Yeah.
Don't think he doesn't know how to disarm his own strategies. Don't think he hadn't thought that through.
He almost got me. I almost.
So you did have to disarm
I saved it with the wax.
You
huh?
did have to disarm it or not?
I had to shake things.
Notice
up a
that he
little
did
bit.
have to disarm it. That the strategy was working, and he was like, "All right, fine, I'll disarm it."
No, it almost worked on me. I almost engaged with.
Yeah, I saw you coming in. And I
Yeah,
thought,
that's why I pulled out.
Yeah, he's like,
we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Got you.
So it was working. That's great.
Nah.
I think that's a victory.
No, it did work. It was great content.
Yeah, it was a victory for the podcast.
Yeah, it was a victory for the listeners. It was very good. I don't even know if it's listenable, to be honest with you.
No.
It might not be listenable.
It's gonna be pretty.
But somebody has to do. Somebody please make a video of the cheese wax slowly becoming the cube. Like, because I remember you finishing it. You finished it. I saw you take almost your last bite,
Yeah.
and then it became that.
Bro, it's Transformers, dog.
Yeah.
Beginning
The
there was a
Allspark
cube.
right there.
It really is. All right, one more topic, Mark, and then we got it. All right, guys, we got some shows coming up, man. The tour is in full motion. We got a big announcement that's going to be coming, I believe, next week or the week after. Very excited to share that with you guys. But go check out what we got right now. I know we're sold out in Phoenix this weekend and Tampa next weekend, but I think we got a few tickets left in Virginia Beach the weekend after that. Orlando, I think we added another show. St. Louis, we might be adding another show because I think that's sold out. Then San Antonio, go check that out. Denver's sold out. Shout out to Denver. We got Omaha, go get those tickets. And then Charlotte, North Carolina, go get those tickets. And then next week or the week after that, we got a big announcement I'm very excited to share with you guys. TheAndrewSchultz.com for those tickets. Go get them before they're sold out, and you got to pay 10 times the fucking price on the internet. It's crazy what these, what's it called?
Scalpers?
The scalpers are charging. It's just fucking insane. So go get them right now. Akaash, what you got cooking?
Get there early so you don't pay the crazy markup. You just got to do it. Buy early. For my shows, you can buy pretty much up until the week of. But they're starting to sell out, so you better get your tickets. Don't fuck around. May 20th, Miami Improv. I'm co-headlining with the homie Nimesh Patel. Then June 4th through 6th, I'm going to be in Phoenix at CB Live. June 17th through 19th, we're in Kansas City at the Comedy Club of KC. And July 1st through July 3rd, I'm going to be in San Diego at American Comedy Club, and Baltimore, July 22nd through 24th at Magooby's Joke House. So go to AkaashSingh.com, cop your tickets. I'm telling you, you got to do it. They're starting to sell out. So I'm going to be there with Andrew soon. Get scalped. Get on board.
And guys, if you're in the New York, New Jersey area and looking for a place to record your podcast, head over to WTFmediastudios.com. Also, if you need help building out your studio or improving your podcast, you can book a consult session with either me or Weezy. Also at WTFmedia.com. And now let's get back to it.
Morgan Wallen not invited to Billboard Music Awards due to recent conduct, which is disputable. Okay.
Tragedy.
It is a tragedy.
Tragedy.
And he like stopped his tour and he took a bunch of time off and put some posts out on Instagram saying he's trying to unlearn bad behavior. And
What do you think?
Seems like there's a lot of support. A lot of people got his back.
Yeah, this is weird. It's again, it's this performative wokeness shit where it's like we're doing it to say we didn't do it, and this is annoying.
I thought about the Morgan Wallen thing because after he said the M word, like his music listens skyrocketed.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a reflection of people going, finally, I found my musician.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a reflection of people who didn't know who Morgan Wallen was, Googling the country singer who said the M-word and then checking out his music.
Right.
Like, I never listened to Morgan Wallen before he said the M-word, and then I listened to a song.
Mm-hmm. How was it? Slapped?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I thought the music was pretty good, to be honest
I'm
with you.
sure he's pretty good.
Yeah. So, like, is that the right strategy to get your streams up?
It's not a bad strategy. If you can stand in the fire, you will win.
Is it an ethical strategy or is it an effective strategy?
It's unethical.
Yeah.
But is it effective, especially if you know that your fan base will forgive you for that? Like, if your fan base will forgive you, but now the whole world was talking about it, like, he gets another buzz right now. People are going to go back, listen, and you actually got good music?
Yep. I mean, it's
And he
effective.
said all the right things. He did apologize. I'll work on myself, but his name is out there.
His name is out there. There's this rapper that I'm like kind of fascinated with, even though I don't listen to music that much. I did like one song, NLE Choppa.
Yeah.
You know? Did you see recently what happened?
Yeah, he got into a fight at the beach.
Got into a fight on the beach, posted by DJ Academics. Let's go.
And they jumped this one kid. Like,
But like his friend, the kid's friend is there, and the kid's friend breaks up the fight, but they don't attack the kid's friend at all. It's really odd. I'm almost like, is this set up? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I hate that shit.
What is that?
No, I just hate when somebody gets jumped by that many people. Like, come on, just shoot a fair one if he's by himself.
Yeah.
Al's honorable in his fighting. That's why he's 6-4. There's honor in that.
2 of the losses were jumps. That's why I don't like the jumps.
Oh, you shouldn't have to count a
That doesn't
jump
count.
as a loss.
It was 2 people.
That's still a
That's
jump.
still, yeah,
I
that's
know.
2-on-1.
But I feel that
You know how many people I could beat up with one of you? My record would skyrocket.
That actually is a great point. Yeah. It depends on who the one is.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're really 6-2.
Yeah.
8 fights.
Yeah.
Any knockout losses?
No.
Just
I was never able to drop somebody.
No losses.
Oh,
you.
no, I never got dropped, no. But I got stomped out on my face. That was pretty bad.
What happened?
No, I mean, one of the jumps.
Yeah, what happened?
Like you went
I was
like this?
that, yeah, but they were stomping. Yeah.
And then how does that end?
I think they just had pity on me because I was just on the ground covering my head.
How did that start?
Probably, I believe that one was over a basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I wanted my basketball back and they wouldn't give me my basketball back.
Oh, they stole your basketball.
Yeah, they were trying to
Now, but you walked away with some respect off of that, weirdly, probably. You kept your basketball or you lost your basketball?
Nah, I still lost my basketball.
Yeah, but it's the principle, though. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I
you
mean?
stood on principle.
And even if they're getting you and they're ganging up on you and you got jumped, you can still fight. You know what I mean? And it matters about the heart that you put into it,
Son,
I
should have asked for consent for that game. So
Yes,
that's what it
exactly.
was. I fucked up.
Yes.
But you notice how he just took it and then it ended?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean,
Oh, I can't wait till the next time we get Mark. This is gonna be. He's gonna have a whole new strategy.
Yeah.
He's just gonna start speaking different languages.
Yeah.
He's gonna say, "Oh, say, can you see?" He's gonna sing the anthem. You're gonna have something up your
God.
sleeve. I'm ready.
100%. Yeah. I thought I had something for this time.
No.
I think I actually did better than the last time.
I don't know.
No.
What you
Nah,
think.
This is more endearing. This is better.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
better.
for you it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. For you, it's better.
That's part of the reason why I wear hats all the time. Because when I'm in the spin cycle, I start sweating. And then when they catch on to that shit,
And the lip, you get the lip going. You get the lip quiver where your front
Nightmare,
top lip
dude.
just goes, wait.
I have empathy for people in the spin cycle because I hate when I'm in it. But this time, you really fucked yourself.
yeah,
No.
Because this,
I'll punch my
I
way out.
is
didn't
like-
have any sympathy for you.
yeah.
But that's the thing. Yeah, you have sympathy when you just get pitiful and you just go, all right, fine.
No. If you're like trying to battle, but you're just like you would just try to overtalk. It wasn't creative.
And you just kept over
That's a
talking by
strategy.
saying nothing.
Nah, it was
It's
a
a
horrible
strategy.
strategy.
It was horrible.
Nah, the way it was supposed to go is
Yo,
you're
the
supposed to
spin
go.
cycle's funny. Like, Akaash had me in the spin cycle last week about the fucking people and the money, and I was crushed.
Yeah.
There's nothing I could say.
Yeah,
because
you
we
let
got
your
other
people
people's money. I did let them. Son, you know how many of them
Like,
reached out to me?
you let a
So many of them
country
reached out to me with facts, bro. They just hit me with bullet point
I had
facts.
people reach out to me. Yo, help your man. son. Like that.
I was like, who's on the money then?
This guy's making jokes about my people dying.
Son, I went
we
too
gotta
far,
go.
son.
We gotta go. It's
But
sometimes you gotta
I was
go.
spinning, bro. I had nothing to do. And then when he started doing a little boy voice to me, that shit fucking drove me crazy, bro. Oh,
I should have used that. Fuck. I'm gonna use
Nah,
that
you
next
probably would
time.
have got your dick hard talking to you. Yo, do you want to? I don't know if we care about that last topic. Do you want to talk about the fans storming Liverpool versus Manchester United?
Oh, yeah, what is
that
that?
seems wild.
Yeah. So
What happened?
basically, Liverpool's playing Manchester United, their arch rival, and they're playing at Old Trafford, which is Manchester United Stadium.
Okay.
And before the game, protesters came out on the field and started going crazy and lighting off like smoke bombs and like protesting with big signs against the Glazer family, which is an American family that owns owns Manchester United.
Okay.
And basically, they're protesting for a slew of grievances that the Glazer family has done to Manchester United, as well as the whole Super League nonsense that happened.
So they're protesting the ownership?
Yes.
Whoa.
That's pretty effective, to be honest.
And so they postponed the game. They're like, the circumstances are too.
Is this common? I thought like the city loves the team and like
They love the team, but they don't like the ownership. Because even when the owners took on the team, when they bought Manchester United, I don't even remember when, they did it through like this like shitty like financial strategy con, where like basically they took out loans against the team in order to buy the team in the first place.
so.
Like it was like
Yeah,
financial.
they bought out the shareholders between 2003 and 2005.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
they
like,
slowly bought out the people who owned it, so they illegally got
by taking loans out against the team. It's like,
oh fuck,
they bought the Eiffel Tower by being like, hey, you want to take a loan against the Eiffel Tower? And they go, yeah. And then they go,
my God.
Yeah.
So like that's the simplified version. And so they started with that. Then they started losing records after Alex Ferguson retires. And then just slowly, the essence and the core of the team went from amazing and like winning the Premier League to now being like good and competitive. But
see, when I first heard it, I thought it was just like spoiled fans. Like Man U, I always remembered hearing they were so dominant, and now they're not. And I thought they were just mad about that.
Yeah.
But having shitty ownership just ruins everything. It just trickles down into everything. There's nothing you can do. This is actually the only way fans can fight back.
It's fascinating.
Because if you think James Dolan,
Knicks fans going to MSG and saying, fuck this, we don't want to see the game, we don't support the team. We don't
that's fire.
But
let's do it.
That family also owns the Buccaneers, and they just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, so they're kind of like, shut your mouth. We're going to figure it out.
I think it's an easy way. It's just like Americans coming on our turf. It's such an iconic sports club. And so
But if you
you think it's an American thing? My understanding was it Manchester United was owned by the Russian oligarch? One of them got bought by a Russian oligarch?
by Abramovich.
By Abramovich, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know what team that is.
Huh, okay. But yeah, this is interesting. I wonder if this keeps happening.
I'm sure it does bother you more that it's American, though, because it's like, first of all, you kind of got the team through ill-gotten means. Yeah. Second of all, cool, y'all are great in America, but you don't know how this shit works. And then that's in the back of your mind with every grievance you have, is you don't understand this game. And then at a certain point, it's like, all right, fine, you can do American sports, but you don't understand how the fuck this works over here at all. You have no clue.
That's interesting about like... Yeah.
Like all the American owners are the ones that were like, let's just form a Super League. Who gives a fuck? And then they're going to be like, yo, y'all don't fucking get it. Like, this is not for you.
They say, what is it? Winning cures all.
Yeah, winning cures everything, I think.
Winning cures everything, whatever. But losing exposes everything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like, if they were winning, I think everybody would be cool with this like American owner. And maybe they did some shitty things.
They're just bringing over innovative styles from America. They have techniques that work in the NFL that they brought here. It's brilliant.
Yeah, but the second you're losing, it's how dare you change the culture.
Yeah.
And do you think this will start happening with all the other teams around the world that also have foreign ownership?
Maybe, so long as the foreign ownership is fucking up the culture of the team as the fans see it.
As the what?
As the fans see the culture of the team, if the ownership comes in and starts influencing the culture in a negative way. Then yeah.
Right.
But they never do it in a positive way. Like if Saudi money buys Manchester City and they start winning the Premier League.
They're not like,
I'm fine with that.
Our culture is losing.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. No, if Saudi money bought the Dallas Cowboys and started winning Super Bowls, I'm so okay with it.
Dude, that's how badly you want.
But I don't know how you put that genie back in the bottle, but if this becomes a thing where...
dude, because they're Saudis.
Yes, just because...
Oh, yeah. Yo, I could say that. I'm close enough.
Yeah, you're right.
But if it becomes like, yo, we don't like our ownership, we're going to protest and raise fucking hell and cause mayhem until they sell, that's cool if you got shitty ownership, but then at a certain point, it might get to be like, we're protesting for nothing at a certain point. You know what I mean? If every team, like if Knicks fans were like, oh, fuck that, storm the court, whatever, bet. I get why you want to get rid of Dolan. But then at a certain point, I don't like this one season, I'm fucking up everything, sell the team. It's like, you know what I mean?
Okay, here's a question. If the team is tied to the city and it leeches off the identity of the city, is it weird to say that the owner should have to be from the city?
Interesting.
Like, you are representative of the city. The players are no longer representative of that city. I'm sure, like, at some point in time in history, the majority of the players from a team probably were from that local area. And then, obviously, as you know, this game becomes a global game, you're going to want the best teams. The teams with the most money are going to be able to buy the best players, blah, blah, blah. I'm fine with it. But I wonder if you just make it... If you really like drive in the identity of the city, why the richest person in that city or the person that can't afford it has to be one who owns it.
Yeah.
I wonder if that makes sense. And maybe that'd be kind of cool.
Or maybe you can own the team, but there's still like a local board that has some say in it.
The board thing is always curious to me because now you have these people that potentially are appointed, but they're not appointed based on like their investment in the game or their merit. Like, who is the board? Like, and who decides who's the board and how much decision-making power do they have? And, like, if I'm the average billionaire, I don't want a board telling me what the fuck I can do.
Yeah.
But it would be cool if the richest person in the city just owned the Knicks, which is, you know, Dolan. And it sucks. But it's like, I think he's a New Yorker. Is he not?
I don't know.
I think so.
I'm just saying, like, as the Cowboys, I know you're saying right now, yo, if Saudi money wants to win this, it'd be great. But you know it'd be really great? If a fucking Dallas native won with the Cowboys.
New Yorker owns the Knicks. Fire.
Right?
Yeah, I guess
I
Dolan is
There's
a New
something
Yorker.
cool about that.
I guess Dolan would be a New Yorker, but then he wouldn't have been able to buy in the first place.
Yeah.
Whoever his
But
dad was.
would that be weird? Would that be a shitty requirement?
I guess because now it's suddenly not a private thing anymore. Now it belongs to the citizens of the. And is that just what happens if a team gets big enough, if a sport gets popular enough? Like now it's suddenly not private. Now you belong to the citizens.
And the price of the teams would go way down. It would plummet.
Yeah.
Because there's so few people
You
that
kill
could
the free
actually
market,
purchase.
too.
You would destroy the free market. I mean, there's no way the teams would actually go with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is something
Apparently,
interesting.
he was born in Massapequa.
Massapequa, Long Island.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if he grew up there, but that's like where his parents are from.
It's usually like if there's their business is within that city, like Juventus is probably owned by like the Elkin family that are part of Fiat and Ferrari, but then like Milan just won, or Inter Milan just won Serie A yesterday. Chinese owner Zhang came in. Pirelli owns 0.37%.
But to Andrew's
tell.
point, if you're winning, hey, that's great. You know,
They're not
I get
complaining.
it. But if you're losing, then fuck that.
I don't want China to own the Knicks.
No, I agree.
Fuck that.
Even if they won, every year they won.
I wouldn't want Great Britain to own the Knicks. I wouldn't want any other country to own the Knicks. I mean that sincerely. I would be upset.
So you're okay with American owners not owning soccer teams internationally?
Yeah, I'm fine. And I'm totally fine with them being upset about it,
Yeah.
especially if it looks like these American owners don't give a flying fuck about the
Yeah.
sport. They just want to make money. If I were you guys, I'd say, fuck you, get the fuck out of our
So
sport.
I'm in favor of the protest. I think we're all in agreement here. I thought they were just spoiled, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Especially the way they bought the team is fucked.
Son, I don't even like foreigners to be able to own apartments in America. Like, I mean that sincerely. Like,
Yeah.
I'm against it.
I mean, foreigners like they don't live here. Foreigners.
Yeah, like
But that's
you're just
for- but that's
driving
for
up the
real.
value.
Yeah.
You're just
That's
driving
what
up the
happened
prices
in
of
New
all
York
this
and
shit.
China.
Well, because of that, they put taxes on if you
Sorry, real
don't
quick.
have residency.
Real quick, in foreign countries, oftentimes poor foreign countries, they don't allow non-nationals to own property. Like I think in order for you to buy a place, maybe it's not Bali, but like in Bermuda, for example, you
Yeah.
have to be a national to own
Yeah.
a place there. And I get it
Yeah,
because
Singapore, you said, I think.
Singapore,
Yeah.
and so they have these.
Hawaii has that rule, I believe. I think you have to live
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh, is that right? And what they're doing is they're protecting the people that live there to a certain extent so that they don't make that land too expensive for them to actually own. In New York, too bad.
Yeah.
The average New Yorker won't be able to own their fucking
Never.
apartment.
Yeah.
Never.
I think Costa Rica even has like
Yeah.
they have a heritage thing.
Yeah.
Like you have to have like a certain amount of Costa Rican blood just to own specific land.
And I think initially you didn't, and they had these like crazy squatters' rights down there, where like people would like buy places, and then all of a sudden they go back there in 6 months when the rainy season was over, and there'd just be like families living there.
yeah.
And I think they have some rights there where they can if you just don't show up at the place. But I like the idea of heritage. I like that because you're not inflating this market. Because a lot of these people, like especially in China, Russia, they're just taking their money out of China or Russia because they don't know if it'll be valuable. And they're just dumping it in New York real estate. And then the realtors make tons of money and the developers make tons of money. But the average New Yorker can't live in the fucking neighborhood they grew up in.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like, there's a difference between free market and the free market globally. Like you can have the free market within your country. But let's not act like we abide by the, what is it? Not the word. Abide by the same rules?
Yeah,
Is that
there's
it?
like tariffs and shit. All
Not only the tariffs, like you want the free market, but you don't want to pay free market prices in other countries, right? Like we got the minimum wage over here. You're not paying that for the Nikes to be made. Right. So you are totally okay taking advantage of other countries' labor practices.
Yeah.
Right.
But when we go, hey, we don't want them to take advantage of our real estate market, you're like, oh no, that benefits me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing something here.
I don't know. Like, how do you prevent that from becoming like just discrimination?
It is discrimination. I
Discrimination
want to
based on-
discriminate towards us. In the same way I want us to have vaccines, I want us to be able to buy property. I want
it's
every
not-
American to
yeah.
have the American dream.
No, in
not
real estate,
racial.
what
Actually,
they
a storage of wealth of some like rich Russian oligarch or rich Chinese oligarch.
It is irrespective of race or even where you're born. It is respective of where you live and spend your time. If a Chinese person moved from China, immigrated, lived in New York, bought property, I don't think he'd have a problem with it.
Nope.
I think he has a problem with people who live in China, have money they don't know what to do with, buy an apartment in America, in New York, raise the rent, and then stay in China, and that's just an
this
empty
happened
place.
in when we were in Vancouver.
Vancouver, they put a tax. So in exchange, you can do that, but then you can put a tax on those folks for not being there.
Yep.
So
100%. And I know there's people probably looking at this right now like, well, what do you think New Yorkers do with like the real estate in Florida? They probably price it up super high because we buy places to be there for a couple months. And I understand if you're frustrated with that. I get that totally. I just think that maybe I'm sounding like some fucking Bernie Democrat right now, but like, I think you should be able to afford to live in the place you fucking grow up in without any market manipulation from outside sources.
So if there was legislation against it, you'd be like, yeah.
I don't want legislation. It's weird. I guess you need to. I don't want to have to do that big tax or whatever like that. I don't want that, but I understand places that protect themselves. I understand the Costa Ricans going, yo, chill. We're not going to let all these fucking Americans and like Europeans go and buy up all this fucking land and then make these resorts and the people have no place to even potentially gain wealth.
Right.
Like you buy up all the land. Like what do they say the biggest issue with the black wealth disparity in America was? The inability to get loans, the redlining. So you couldn't build up that wealth. So what do? We just run to all these other countries and then we just buy up their land and then they don't have the ability to increase their wealth as their value of their land increases.
I don't mind it nationally. If you live in another state, you want to buy property, maybe it's because I was looking to do it a while ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind that. Internationally, I see how it's like, what are you doing?
I mind it less.
Yeah. It's the one country to me, but if it's somebody from Brazil coming here and buying a spot and it's just empty and then it just raises the property of everything else, it's like, who is this benefiting in our country outside of that one transaction?
But the states thing is interesting, though.
Go.
Like, just your point, like, states doing it. Like, if different states were to do it, either in America or in other countries, would it be the same? Would you feel the same way?
I'd be honest, it depends on the state. Like, Hawaii, I really empathize.
Hawaii, I get it.
Finite amount of land, a specific, unique culture. These people want to be with not only the culture, like their family. And then you just have Westerners who literally want to be there for a couple months, maybe. Right. If they want to go live there and like dedicate time, okay, I get that. But if you want to be there for a couple months, you just have this lavish pad, and then you basically destroyed a whole housing project that would have housed 300 people to build your one home. I can understand where they get pushback for that.
Yeah,
I know there are holes I'm missing in this, but I do empathize with that, and that did annoy me. When I was in Vancouver, like hearing them talk about it, they're like, "Yeah, it sucks, dude. We can't even live in the city. Like we're from here, and we have to move out of our city when we get older because they're vacant apartments."
That's exactly what happens in New York. It's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
If you don't own, and you didn't own for a long time, through the 70s when property value was low, and now it's astronomical, you have to move out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It just seems interesting, like interstate, like if it's the same rules up. Like, 'cause I'm trying to think, like, what is the difference between a different country versus just like a different state if they wanted to impose the same laws and stuff.
I wonder if like that's the idea with statehood, right? Each state has their rules, and if one state wants to build up a whole lot of travel, and they want to build up a lot of what are they called, snowbirds or whatever like that, they want to incentivize New Yorkers to come down to Alabama or whatever,
increase population or whatever. Like,
literally that they just go, yo, please come, and everybody in Alabama, if you already own a home, sell it to some New Yorker, make tons of money off your shit. You got it. We want to get more people down here so the economy can be better. And then when the economy's better, if they want to switch it up and they go, whoa, this is getting a little out of hand, shut it down. Like, you have the right to do that as a state. Bro, I'm maybe like an extremist with this statehood shit. Like, I think if a state doesn't want abortion, they should be able to not have an abortion. Another one does, they should just be able to have it. Yeah. And it sucks because there are like young women that don't have the ability to go get it, and that is the tricky thing with a thing like abortion specifically. But I'm using the most extreme example. Obviously, there's hiccups in it, but I'm almost like, you could create your idea of the world, and if more than half of the people in that state want that idea of the world, you should have the freedom to do it within the confines of the law.
Yeah.
You can't strip people of their rights. You can't just have a state where like, okay, being Indian is illegal, we're going to kick them all out.
Right.
But if you want to have a state that you say like everybody can have a gun, we have that, right?
Right.
And then New York, it's tough to have a gun. Mm-hmm. I kind of like this idea.
Yeah, it just gets so tricky. It's got to be so case by case with stuff like that. Because then like you don't ban like the people, you ban the culture. Where you're like, this is like what France did with like hijabs, where they're like, you can't wear a hijab in public.
But don't we do that already?
Kind of.
We ban the culture. Like, how many clubs you go to, they're like, yo, no do-rag, no Timbs, no hat. And it's like, you're basically saying you can't culturally dress black in this place.
Right.
Yeah, but then from the establishment to the state, it's just a much bigger thing to
the
country.
And that's a private business, and you're referencing an actual state law that would inhibit culture.
Right. And then it's like, what parts of culture do you want to bring over? Like, cockfighting is illegal in America. You go to Mexico, it's just happening on every corner.
Why is that illegal? If we're going to eat the chickens after, why is that illegal?
Yeah.
Why is it entertaining also? There's something I'm missing?
No, it's entertaining.
You been?
Yeah.
You've never been more Puerto Rican than right now.
I'm just saying. I've been into it. Yeah.
And why is it?
Like, they go at it. These motherfuckers are vicious.
Yeah.
More vicious than you would think a fucking rooster.
Chicken is, yeah. I guess that's what I don't understand. As long as they're like using the chicken for food afterwards, why is it bad? You're not wasting the chicken. We're going to kill it anyway and eat it. Like, what does it matter if it kills its buddy and then we eat it?
I think it's like cruelty and torture and shit.
What is more cruel than twisting a chicken's head off and letting it run for a little?
Letting it like bleed out.
Oh, do they bleed it out?
Yeah. It's like they like are fighting and like their like eyes falling out and like their heads chopped off.
I assume if you
They're
kill a
still
chicken to eat it, you try to kill it in the least painful way.
Which I don't know if
Yeah.
they do. Like
If you're
these
cockfighting,
factory
you're not
farming
doing
is
that.
probably not the most ethical thing.
You don't
Yeah.
have that energy inside you.
But that would be the argument though.
Yeah, I guess somebody would say like, well, if we're going to euthanize the dogs, why don't we just let them fight first? We would disagree with that.
Yeah.
Right. Which kind of goes back to the business that we were talking about, that if you're going to commit euthanasia and you want to pass away, you could
Let somebody kill you
Yes.
that loves killing.
yes.
Or
Or donate
Sneak into your house, do the whole thing like a kill fantasy.
or donate your body to killing yourself in a way to spite someone else in order to teach them a lesson.
Like
Like if you're really mad at like
jump in front of a subway.
yeah, exactly. Like you're really mad at your kids
Yeah.
because they were like being annoying and like they're distracting you because the light's on in the back of the car, and then you hit a guy and kill him, and then you teach your kids a lesson: always keep the lights off.
You hit a guy and kill them.
Yeah.
But the guy wanted
the guy
to die
wanted to
anyway.
die.
Oh
guy
my
wanted to die.
God.
So he gets to
That's great.
donate his life in order for the kid to learn a
Lessons.
Oh, that's great. And then you might traumatize the kids, but they can deal with that.
100%.
and they don't have the light on anymore.
And the light's never on again.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
New YouTube series by Mark, Life Lessons.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
Guys, I think we figured it out. I think we've solved all the world's problems. I love you guys very much. Patreon.com/flagrant2.
Dates.
We'll do that earlier. We did the dates earlier.
Yep.
You guys already heard the dates. We're going to record them after, but we put them earlier. And most importantly, thank you so much for all the support. Love. Check out Flagrant U. We got a great guy coming on this week. My boy Ben Uyeda, our boy Ben Uyeda.
Yep.
And yeah, keep it tight.